Unite Win Podcast, episode 35. This week I sat down with Sean. You may know him from his clothing, Evening Mob. You may know him from his YouTube channel. You may know him from skateboarding. You may know him from tattooing. He does a lot, and we've had similar paths. And man, I could talk to this guy forever. And this episode is a testament to that. So without giving away too much, no one likes a long introduction. Let's just get right into this production. If you want to know more, description below. Ask some questions in the comments. I will type back. And yeah, episode 35. Let's get into that. Good day.
G'day, mate. Am I the first Aussie that you've had on?
No, the very first episode I ever had was an Aussie.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you do it down there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Down under.
Down under.
Yeah. Had Josh Todaro on there in his living room.
What is it? Oh.
The Grand Illusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And he went on to become like a filmmaker and director, and he did like a cool short film stuff. And when we did it, he was like, "Oh no, let's move the lighting over here. Let's put the camera there." Like he totally like dictated how it went, and it went good.
Damn, there you go.
Yeah. So destined. And it was a good one. I don't know if it was my very first episode, but it was the first one that I uploaded. I think I did a few before I uploaded them.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I almost did Lucky Diamond Rich on there.
Dude, that would have been crazy.
I know.
That would have been so sick.
At the time, he had kind of like helped mentor a friend of mine, Dill. And so he kind of knew him, and I messaged Lucky, and it was like, but he was kind of not in good spirits, and he was kind of leaving tattooing, and it wasn't like like I wanted to like get tattooed by him.
Yeah.
Cause I thought he was like cool and he's a legend. And I was like, oh, I have an area that you could like black out or something. And he was like not having it. He's like, no, I want to do traditional or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, he definitely got pigeonholed into being the
most, yeah. He's like the most tattooed person on earth, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he does like some kind of construction type work now.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. I remember him being on like Guinness World Records.
Yeah.
Like, he was talking about it.
I used to watch like those like interviews on YouTube, and I used to think he was so cool. And then I had like I think it was like a National Geographic cutout of him just standing there.
No way.
Yeah. And I had it in my house at the bottom of my stairs, and it looked like so scary, just this blacked out dude. Yeah. He was kind of like buff, and he had like white ink over the black with scarification, and then he had not had the color sleeve yet.
Right.
But it was still like, groundbreaking.
Yeah. For that time too, that was like early, like mid 2000s. Like
yeah, now that's commonplace. Now people are like, I want to get a black sleeve, put stuff over it. That fool paved that whole way for everyone.
Yeah.
And no one even knows it.
No.
I would never assume that would be somewhat commonplace.
Yeah, I mean, this whole new blackout thing though is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a pretty extreme thing.
It is very extreme. I feel like, I don't know, would your skin feel heavier?
I know that like my leg feels hotter in the sun.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And tattoo's tattoo.
Yeah.
But I do know that like it's hard because we see end result. Like someone sees an incredible back piece, like how much for a back piece?
Yeah.
They don't know that it's going to take months or years,
Yeah.
And so I think that with someone like say Lucky that has like bodysuit over bodysuit over bodysuit over bodysuit, you don't just get that.
No.
I
don't feel like you set out and be like, I'm going to do this.
It has to be your thing, right?
It has to like kind of just snowball into that.
Or that Canadian guy, that Remy guy, like he's got like color over black, and it's like not everyone, like just because one person can achieve that and withstand like that amount of tattooing to their skin, it's not like viable as like a style. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
I don't think most people can like, some people like, you can only do so much to the skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't have any kind of genetics that cause like scarring to kind of get away with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. That's, I mean, dude.
It's just crazy when like such an unaccessible, extreme, not normal thing becomes commonplace. Because it can't really be common. And the common folk don't know, don't want, and wouldn't go through what they need to go through to get that type of tattoo.
It's like I mean, just everything becoming more accessible these days, like tattooing and all. So it's like everything's mainstream now. Everybody knows about it. When before it was kind of like you had to be in the know to know about that world of things.
We were talking about this a little bit off camera, but it seems like the barrier to entry is non-existent. And then even the ability and persistence, knowledge and knowing in some styles becomes kind of obsolete now.
Yeah, which is sad. I mean, it's very polarizing at the least. Really.
Yeah. I mean, it could be the same as like, say, I don't know, a street photographer versus a portrait photographer.
Yeah, different realms within the niche.
Right. It's all still photos, right? It's all still tattoos.
Yeah.
But it's be the same as someone that took a really long time on a tattoo versus someone did it fast. It's like, oh, well, yours is fast.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Fast is fast if it's good. You know, if fast is
it's not fast if it looks fast, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm fast. It's like, it looks like it.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah. The fast thing to me is impressive when it's like not traditional. You know, fast to me is impressive when it's like some like neo trad or some portrait shit. Like, especially if it's something that you can't really put your touch to. Like, you have to sit there and the tattoo's not done until you've copied all that stuff in that portrait or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas for our style, we can just shade the skull less.
Yeah. And it's like, I feel like that style of tattooing was from just the street shops, just like being super busy, being able to do it super fast.
Totally.
When now it's like, there's, you know, a bunch of different private studios and things and just artists working independently where they can just take all day on one tattoo, you know, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. Do you think I kind of go back and forth, and I mean, I think maybe it's neither here nor there and kind of everything's on the table, but like, do you think that tattooing is going in a direction or it's just going in all directions at once? Like, is the arrival of, say, an anti-tattoo type of tattoo or cybercism tattoo, should that be a threatening thing to, say, a tribal tattooer? Like, or is it just different stuff?
Dude, there's definitely rules that are being broken, but with things progressing, like that's what happens. Like, look at music. You know how music was this one thing, and then it developed into this thing, and now it's like it could just be sound and just and then like you know, it could be the same thing for tattooing. And I mean, art was already kind of doing that thing, but for tattooing, I feel like this is a new kind of era. Where it's kind of like,
whoa, that's a great perspective.
You don't have to know about all the traditional godfathers of tattooing because you're now doing this new style of neo tattoo, modern tattooing that doesn't require any of that knowledge. Like,
it's almost like tattooing was like, it was classical and fancy. George Burchett, Samuel O'Reilly, Ben Corday, right?
Yes.
Then it becomes a little bit more working class, and it's like, and it becomes a little more bolder, like a Burt Graham, right? Yeah. And then it becomes like fancier. It becomes a little more artsy. And then you have Sailor Jerry, and then you have some like Ed Hardy, and then opening the West of Japan, and tattooing starts blowing up and blowing up and blowing up. And then now it's almost in this punk rock phase.
It is, which is kind of crazy because it is very punk rock. Like, a lot of rules are being broken and things that are like making me angry, but at the same time I'm like, that's kind of dope too, because it's like this new thing. Yeah,
these are like the 3 chords of tattooing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's an awesome way to put it. Yeah.
I'll even go as far to say this. If I started tattooing right now today and I was at the skate park and fucking whatever, and I got into tattoos, I would probably be into those type of tattoos.
I could see that because that's what's popping right now. That's what's around. You see that stuff. Like, for me, at least growing up, you would see all the traditional and Japanese dudes and be like, oh, damn, that was the style. And now it's like this neo cyber sigilism, just modern style, like where they put script like from your hand up to your elbow, it's all distorted and stuff. But it looks cool. Like, that's the style of tattooing now.
The thing I kind of like about that, I don't aesthetically like find it pleasing, but I respect it. It's tattooing. But I will say that no one reads anything anyways. So no matter how legible your words are, people ask you what it says.
Yeah, that is true.
So with that, it's no different than like, say, a badass BJ Betts script or a Norm back in the day, rest in peace, you know.
You and I both know that there's some weight held behind
no,
there's
definitely yeah, there's no question that there is an ability, a talent, and a style to those that maybe isn't near and dear here right now to the new tattooer stretching out a font off the font com off an arm, right? But it's still letters and it's still illegible to the common eye.
Yes, and it's similar to like you have in graffiti, you have like the wild style, and
Right.
you have anti-style. There's that anti-style of graffiti, and it's like
What would
ugly.
that be like? What would that be exactly?
Just no style, being whack. It's whack, but it's also readable and legible. But that's their style. I can't really think of any writers right now, but
yeah.
I'm trying to think of an example.
So you say like, your era is the best era, and I think that we're maybe both stuck in our era, and that's kind of the issue.
Yeah, we need to like be able to like fluid and flow into this new generation of tattooing, which also makes me like my blood boil a little bit.
Yeah, but it's exciting because like in time in tattooing, what may be inability to like approach what I do in tattooing, I might still be able to tattoo just fine if this shit keeps up.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it for sure. It's because when we look at those styles, we often are like, we discount it. We're like, that's so easy.
Check it out. Another rest in peace, like Tom DeVita. That fool would be tatting right now.
Yeah, he would be ripping.
He's kind of the original, if you think
OG.
about it.
Yeah, without even really like the kids now connecting the dots. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's their godfather.
Yeah.
Whoa. But yeah, I mean, I think that you can just kind of like, it would be almost like there's, the word I'm looking for is maybe a modern art or like what do they call it? Like a Jackson Pollock, you splatter paint the wall.
Blue poles. That's an awesome
Yeah,
example.
there's something to that. Maybe
Yeah.
anyone can do it, but who did it? Why did they do it? What was their intention? And
Yeah.
I might be able to do the same scribbly thing, but it's not my thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I think some of that stuff, I don't even know how to do. I don't even know how to approach it.
I wouldn't know how to approach it either, because have you seen that style where it's like gothic tribal, but there's like, it's like a medieval sword with a Gaelic dragon, but it's all that scratchy, dotty style. I wouldn't know how to do that.
Yeah, there's definitely a method to the madness. There's a way.
Yeah.
There has to be some reasoning on why I scribble this area black, and that's a crosshatch, and that's why it's a dot. And
Yeah, my brain would explode. I wouldn't know how to be that flowy and loose. Like I'm always very like, this makes sense. It's all a process with that. I'm sure it's a process as well, but it's so far different to like what we understand.
Totally. That's interesting. I think we're talking on this topic in like a humble way that maybe the younger tattooer might feel like less disrespect, but like, okay.
And that's the thing. This is a new era. We have to kind of respect it in its own sense. We can't just discount like, oh, that sucks. It's shit. Look at this, because it's just like, well, like things are progressing naturally how they are. Like you have to kind of notice that and recognize it.
Yeah, I did a cyber sigillism back piece for my first time doing cyber sigillism recently.
How was it?
It was cool. Like I did it in a way where she brought me a reference and it was a symmetrical thing, but it was just poorly done. Like the lines are kind of scratchy, and I know that there's some intention in that.
Yes.
But the shapes were neat, so I kind of traced the flow of what she brought,
And then just
but with
kinda-
my hand,
Yeah.
and then instead I made elements of it like solid black and elements of it solid light gray wash.
Nice.
And I made it kind of interweave. And so I might have missed the mark because it isn't as loose, and it had some like maybe tricks in there that maybe wouldn't be in use for that type of tattoo. I brought my thing to it.
Yeah, that's your thing though. It was made by you. It wasn't made by
Right.
someone else. So you took that style and you kind of did your own thing with it.
And then in that, I got a walk in at Norco, and he wanted something, and it was like some scribbly stuff going up the arm, and it was kind of like light and some spots. And I'm like, what if we intertwined it where like one is just a solid wash and one's a solid black, and I had them overlapping.
Nice.
And when it was fresh, it just looked black. And I'm like, when this heals up, it's gonna be dope. You're gonna see, and it did look cool. And so I'm in the right now at the perspective where I want to do more of it, and I kind of have like my approach to it, and it's kind of easy. So like.
Easy money.
Yeah, dude. So at the end of the day, like at the beginning of all of it, I'm a street shop tattooer. So it's like, if that shit's walking in all day, and I had this ultimate freedom to just scribble this tat my way, not a bad gig.
Yeah, not at all. And I feel like you have to be open-minded in that sense, because you can't reject it and shut it down because I'm only going to do traditional and Japanese what comes in.
Right.
It's like, well, this is what's coming in, dude. Do you want to like make money today? Or
Yeah.
you know?
And in that, I love doing like someone's like child's art off the fridge
That's
outlined in purple or whatever. It's not about like how it's going to age.
No.
It's just about like this feeling, this moment, and I'm getting this for my kid. And regardless of how it looks, I'm not getting it because of how it looks. I'm getting it for my kid.
Yeah,
There's
it's
something
like,
to that.
It's like a talisman or a memoir. It's like, oh, my kid drew this, and like I have it on me forever now. And like, they're not going to know. Oh, the line kind of blew out a little bit over the next 10 years because X, Y, and Z. They're not going to care.
True. Yesterday I did a tattoo, and it was first tattoo, and it was an anchor, and it had like 4 banners, and he wanted like initials and dates in it. And it was going to go on the outer bicep on the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't possible to be done traditional in the fashion I would do it with like a 9 bold one.
Yeah.
It would be possible with like an extra tight 5.
Yeah.
But then it would lose that look that he wants. That is that line weight. That's not possible at that scale with that small of letters in that tiny of a banner. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I explained that, and I went on the iPad, and I like, you know, my brush size was like a 2. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to trace it with a 6.
Tiny. Yeah.
And this is how it looks when it ages in your skin. Didn't bat an eyelash at it. It was like cool.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, I brought up to him like, you know, this is the most meaningful part of your tattoo. And this is going to be the only part of your tattoo that you're not going to be able to read or articulate in a handful of years.
Yeah.
If this is for your mom and dad, you want something classic, you put a mom heart on that bicep, put the anchor, write dad on the other bicep. It's for your mom. It's for your dad. It's very clear. It's legible. It'll look good forever.
Yeah.
And my job wasn't to make the best tattoo yesterday. My job was to serve him, and he wanted that.
That's where you have to like, because of course having artist integrity and having faith in your ability and your tools, that's one thing. But then it, like what you're explaining, it's like what he wants is what he wants, and like you're there to tattoo, and
It's a service job.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just broke out like a extra tight 5 fine liner, lined it out. It's kind of too small to use like a 7 mag, so I broke out 11 bold one, shaded with 11 bold one. And banged it out. Yeah. He loved it. He made me do like a color study, which I wouldn't usually do, but I did it because I'm fucking team player.
You did your job all the way up.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't be like, nah, blah, 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 blah. I just, he wasn't there for my sauce. I was making that secret sauce.
He was coming to you for something he wanted, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, and I did it, and he left super happy.
Made him happy, dude.
Yeah. And it was super cool. And it's kind of like, I did this episode with Beaver Duck on here a few weeks ago, and he said, the only thing that matters with the only thing, what makes a good tattoo good is when your customer likes it.
Yeah.
It's not about, you know, how well it's done or what the tattooer thinks. At the end of the day, a good tattoo is when your customer loves it.
And they dig it, yeah.
And under those circumstances, it was well done for today. The customer loved it today. They're aware of the repercussions of tomorrow.
Yeah.
They still purchased said tattoo. I did tattoo. They loved tattoo. They left happy.
And you were upfront the whole time. You didn't just be like, yep, bang, 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 done. Because then he wouldn't have known. He wouldn't have had the knowledge of like, okay, well, he warned me about these things and he told me about these things, but I still decided to go through with it. So what more can you do?
I do feel that this could be like an I told you so, like maybe 3 tattoos from now. And he's like, damn, wish I wouldn't have gotten those initials so small.
Yeah.
I showed him my forehead. I said, bro, look at this. Like, what's it say? He's like, oh, no. I'm like, the letters you want are the same size.
Yeah.
And the letters you want are on your bicep, not a thin-skinned forehead. Like, they will hold up better. You know, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to draw the line because I have a homie that came and got a bunch of like little ones on his hands. And then like a year later, he's like, man, I don't know why I did this stuff. And I was like, well, you asked me to do that for you. Like, I didn't want to say no to you. You're a grown man. I wanted to give you what you wanted.
Yeah. And also I think too, like a big part of tattooing is spontaneity. It is the moment. It is a memory. And it's like, you have to be okay with that spontaneity, that moment and that memory. It's part of tattooing.
100%. Yeah.
You know, you have to be okay, like getting a band tattoo and knowing you're not going to like that band tattoo. And you'd look back and like, well, I did like that band and that's why I got that tattoo. And if this whole thing is a story, that tells a story of the time I liked that band and I got that tattoo.
Definitely. And it's always character. Like I remember seeing this young kid on the train and he had like a Slipknot S on his leg, but
Sick.
he was full like hip hopped out.
Oh,
so
shit.
that was an error in his life, and now he's like in a different.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'd like see that Slipknot S, you know? So
Yeah. That's like seeing like the old like dad with like black flag bars on his arm.
yeah, the black flag.
Yeah. And you're like, oh shit, this
is.
bro used to be a punk rocker, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah. So to dig in a bit, so like you grew up skateboarding, and you're obviously like tattooing and skateboarding and art and subculture, it's all kind of the same thing. I know you've been skateboarding forever. I know that's your first love. I know that. I don't know your story, and I know you got into tattooing right out the gate. How did that find you, or you find it?
Dude, so pretty much from skateboarding, I fell into graffiti naturally. And then my best friend at the time, his older brother, was like a mad rider of the area.
Mm-hmm.
He just got an eBay kit and started tattooing.
That's my story.
And then my mate was like, Alex is tattooing. Do you want to come get a tat? And we were in like 5th period metalwork.
Okay.
It's like, dude, I'm down. And
Yeah.
I originally wanted to get, you know, those line diamonds where it's just like this?
Okay.
Because at the time, like Bring Me the
Yeah,
Horizon
yeah.
and like whatever that brand was with the brass knuckles and diamonds.
I think
was big.
Diamond Supply had their thing too.
Yeah,
Stick
yeah.
to Your Guns had a diamond. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, that was a big image. I was just going to get a diamond on the top of my left foot just purely because like, oh, I've never had a tattoo. I might as well like try.
2010?
2009.
Okay,
I
that
was
makes sense.
17.
Yeah.
And we went over to his place and then he ended up talking me into a Japanese hanger mask.
No way.
And I was like, dude, that looks sick. Let's do it. And like covered my whole foot. And
Yeah.
like he did that. And then like within the next few months, like I already had half my leg outlined by him.
No way.
Like I was like just all about it. And like I just really wanted to be tattooed. And then I seen him come from graffiti to tattooing. And I was like, damn, that's dope. It'd be dope if I could do this too. And that's literally what happened. Like it wasn't like none of my family were artists. I didn't come from a background of like art or culture or anything like that. Like it was purely just me finding it on my own kind of rhythm.
Your earliest memory of like wanting to be tattooed, what did you think you were going to get? What was your like vibe?
Bro, there was we had a Slam magazine, Slam Skateboarding in Australia. It's kind of like the Australian Thrasher. And there was an ad for Blind, and it was this guy. It was a Blind t-shirt, and he had both sleeves done. He was standing like this, and he had webbed elbows. And I wanted a webbed elbow when I was like 12, bro.
That's so tight.
So that's what put me on. I was like, damn. And then like back when you're a kid, the people that have tattoos are like older cats. They're not like young people. They're like dudes, like bikers, dude, like gray beards, like tattooed up. Like you're like, oh damn, it's kind of intimidating. It wasn't like how it is now, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
So like seeing that and then just like seeing Japanese artwork, seeing the Yakuza, those dudes with the bodysuits. Like when I was 17, I was like, I want to have a bodysuit when I'm older. I was in that mindset. But that just turned me on to like being tattooed like that and then just falling down the whole rabbit hole of like art and culture, of tattooing and everything else.
Yeah. I feel like it's so hard to like, when you get so into something, it's so hard to stick with a thing because like you're going to have eras where you're like, I just want black and gray. I just want color.
Yeah.
I just want traditional. I just want lettering. I just want, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was like really into like drawing traditional and Japanese, but I've only ever gotten Japanese tattoos because I was always like, no, I'm going to have like a suit. It needs to be like, you know, so I've always just stuck to getting Japanese tattoos.
Yeah, you've dedicated it. You've done it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like trad wouldn't suit me. I mean, now would be cool because I have some stuff on my leg to like blast over. Some like real heavy black blast over trad on my leg would be kind of sick. But yeah, I've always just been like Japanese.
Maybe it's hard to say because like when you're done, you're like, it's kind of a relief, like, cool, I'm done getting tattooed, right? But in the other sense, like maybe some of the stuff lightens up a lot and then like put a fucking web over your elbow.
Dude, that would be crazy. And like I
It's
haven't
like later in life, you know?
Yeah, I haven't been tattooed in like 5 years, bro.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute, but
You've never been tattooed in the States.
no. And like you miss the experience of getting tattooed. You miss the smell, you miss the sound, the pain somewhat, and then the outcome. You miss it. So I'm like kind of itching a little bit.
You
for
don't
a
get that
tattoo.
from doing them though?
I feel like when I'm doing them, I'm like locked into a state of my mind where it's like I'm trying to give my client the experience and everything. Like
See,
I'm
I
not really
feel
thinking about myself.
vicarious in it where like I'm almost placing it on them the way I'd want it placed on me. I'm doing it the way I'd want to do it. I'm just kind of giving them tattoos that I would want for the most part when I have the opportunity to be able to do that. And it's kind of fun. I feel like I'm like building out like the ideal sleeve, almost like my wife playing The Sims, building out a house.
That does make a lot of sense. It's kind of like a sim, like a simulator, because you're like a tattooing sim. You're like, okay, cool, that's how I kind of want it. But then that's what makes your work great, because you put your own kind of thought and personality and direction behind it.
Yeah,
you know?
Thank you. So then, do you get an eBay kit too? Do you start scratching? Where do you go?
So, bro, it's the craziest story. I didn't know like what I wanted to do leaving high school, and my girlfriend at the time talked me into doing graphic design.
Okay.
In Australia, we have TAFE, but it's community college, so it's pretty much free. So I joined this class, and I did the class for like 3 months, and I dropped out because my heart wasn't in it. And then at that same time, I was just like honing in on my skills, bro. I would draw from 8 p.m. till 4 in the morning, just aggressively drawing in my mum's living room, just trying to draw. And I had the worst portfolio of drawings. And every weekend, I would take the train into the city, and I would go to different parts of Sydney and ask for apprenticeships, bro. I swear I went to almost every shop, my side of the Harbour Bridge, and even the other side of the Harbour Bridge. I went to North Sydney one time. I had to take 2 trains and a ferry to get to this tattoo shop, because I just wanted to learn and get my foot in the door so bad, bro. And everywhere shut me down. They're like, nah, sorry. And some places were straight up like, no. Some places were kind of like, keep in touch, which was cool. And then there was this one shop that finally said yes, and I didn't even look at my portfolio, bro.
They were just like, sure, sweep the floor.
Yeah, they pretty much were like, we had someone quit, and we start out by having them as counterhands first. So if you want to work here as a counterhand, you'll be here 5 nights a week, and it'll be from 8 p.m. till 4 in the morning.
Damn, so it was cracking.
Bro, it was in a red light district. So directly next door to the tattoo shop was a strip club. Above it was a brothel. McDonald's was across the road. It was all strip clubs and nightclubs and brothels, and then the tattoo shop.
Whoa.
So I was 18 when I found that apprenticeship, bro. And I was just a young 18-year-old kid, and I'm around these like grown men in tattooing in this area. And I was just like, this is like a whole different world,
What kind of people are walking in at 3 in the morning for a tattoo?
Honestly, people would go to the nightclubs, get drunk, go to McDonald's, buy a burger, and they would pretty much like turn from McDonald's, cross the road while eating, and then look at the tattoo shop and walk straight in, bro, and then want to get tattooed. And my job at the time it was a shoebox shop. It's a shop called Sleeve Masters. So it was like a super hardcore shop back in the 80s. Like that was the shop to go to back then for tats. And then now it's become this new kind of era of Sleeve Masters, where the people that are working there and in charge of it are really harnessing that history, and they're making it really cool. But when I worked at the time, it was kind of in a transition phase, but like just being there and then being around all that stuff kind of like shaped my mind. But just seeing people come in, and I would have to talk to them, bro, straight up. They would be in the back tattooing. I'd be at the front counter. People would walk in. I'd have to like pick the flash off the wall, like trace an outline, quote the tattoo, make the stencil, go back there and say like, hey, this is your next one. I quoted it for $400, or I quoted it for $300, and I'd have it lined up ready to go.
Oh shit.
So that was my job at the time, bro. And that was my first exposure to like tattooing in the industry. It's kind of nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So what a trip. That seems like a different... I never experienced that. The only times I've ever been late in the shop was like an event or but I've never worked in that type of space.
Bro, it was crazy because we would finish at 4 in the morning. Trains don't run at that time. I'd have to ride my skateboard down William Street to Town Hall. I'd catch the bus home with all the drunk people of the night coming home from the city. Get off at the train station, my local train station, walk 20 minutes through the bush. By that time, it's like 5, 6 a.m.
Sun's coming up.
Yeah. I'm literally walking through the bush. The sun's coming up. Kookaburras are singing. There's like rabbits and stuff around. Go home, shower, eat, go to sleep all day, and then wake up and then do it again.
Damn.
At 18.
That's so crazy. You're a kid.
Dude, I was so committed. And I was like, I often say I worked really hard the wrong ways, but ultimately it led me to where I am now. So it kind of hard work did get me somewhere. But just knowing now, I was like just doing my best in every capability that I had, doing my best at sweeping and mopping and quoting and just being at the shop and stuff, But ultimately, when it came time to learn to tattoo, here's the machine. Go ahead. That's all it was, bro. I think they let me tattoo myself 3 months into being there.
Yeah.
I dug a mad hole in my thigh, bro.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think there's some... I don't think that's the way. It is a way, but there is some merit to that way. And I think the merit I would say is that a big part of tattooing is like you kind of don't have anyone to tell you how to approach that next tattoo. You have to be able to do it. So
Yeah.
you have to be able to kind of see and do. And so if you can see something and go, ooh, I think I can do that. That's good. That's a start, right?
Yeah.
And if you're around tattooing for long enough, like, and if you are interested enough and you're paying attention enough, it's after 3 months, if they say, set this machine tattoo, if you don't know how to do it.
I did, yeah. I set it up and I did the tattoo. Like I dug a hole in my leg, but I set it up and did it.
But imagine if you couldn't. Then that'd be like,
It would
okay,
be
you're
weird.
out, dude. Like
Yeah, it'd be
you've
really
watched
weird.
me do this how many times, and you can't
Yeah.
even kind of like catch on a little bit, like because once you start tattooing, like my mentor, it was a bit of that. Like I wasn't allowed to ask questions for a while, and I had to like watch, and then I had to pay attention is essentially what I had to do, you know?
Yeah. Which it's crazy though, because like the dude that like I was underneath and that like helped me was a guy from California.
Oh shit.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bob. He had a private studio down at Parlor near the casino. So dudes would just get like cashed up at the casino, go straight into the tattoo shop across the road.
Oh wow.
So it's crazy that it's kind of full circle here. Yeah.
Was tattooing still like bikey ran back there? Or was that
Bro.
just out of it, or was that like
That was the full swing, and it was crazy because like back then tattooing, like the shops were owned by bikers.
Yeah.
There's some gnarly dudes. And if you're an artist, you had to be around those kind of characters. And you think of art of this world of like cool, chill people, free flowing, really laid back. And then you have bikers, which are gnarly. Those two worlds were intertwined for a while, and you would have to be around those people in the shops. It was kind of crazy. It was very intimidating, I'll say that, because I was just a young kid being around like these bikers and stuff, dude. It was kind of crazy.
What do you remember? Like roughly what year? Like it got kind of busted up, and people were able to kind of.
It was 2013 because we had to apply for our tattoo licenses. And in order to do that, we had to go to the cop shop, the police station, and we had to give them our palm prints and our fingerprints. And they ran a full federal background check to check that we weren't criminals in order for us to get our tattoo licenses. And there was old schoolers that had like weed charges from like the 70s. They were popping up and they were getting knocked back, and they'd been in the industry for 30 years and had shops and stuff. And they were told they couldn't have tattoo shops.
So how about now? Like if you're a tattooer and say you catch a graffiti charge or whatever, or like let's say something more serious, can a criminal get a license in Australia with a record right now?
It depends on the state. New South Wales is a very strict state. It's kind of like California in America, a lot of rules. But in New South Wales, if it's any drug or violent offense, no.
Whoa.
You
So
have
is
to go
there
to Melbourne.
okay? So
Yeah.
is there still an underground culture just like anywhere else, or they just go to Melbourne?
Melbourne. Like if you have a criminal record and you can't get a tattoo license in New South Wales, you're going to go to Melbourne. But Melbourne trumps tattooing over Sydney art-wise. Like there's definitely more tattooing art and culture. It's kind of like Los Angeles and San Francisco.
But it's probably like for that reason.
Definitely, because shops got firebombed almost every month in
Yeah.
Sydney. Dudes would open up shops and then would get firebombed. Or they would just come in and put the heavy on you, and then you've got to give X amount every month to these characters.
What's like tattooing in the West, like in Perth, like
I'm
more
not
working
too-
class, like
I'm
oil
pretty sure.
people?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like free enterprise. I think
Yeah.
there might have been a bikey element for a while, but now it's like, I think if you have your studio, you're pretty set because it has all the oil money out
That's
there.
what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, all the dudes that work at the oil rigs.
When I think of Australia, I kind of think of like Sydney as like your New York or Los Angeles. And then
Yeah.
like, and as you move more like Melbourne, Perth, it seems like so far. It seems like everything kind of starts in Sydney. Like,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, everything else down under is down under, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? But like, I think of Australia, I really think of it like that, like Sydney, Melbourne, Perth. I know there's
Yeah.
way more, and I've been to Cairns and I've been around, but like, I really think of that as like the three spots.
That's like the three major cities. So it's like Sydney, Melbourne, I think Adelaide or Brisbane, and
Yeah.
then Perth. But Perth
that's
is
more
like,
like
the
Gold
most,
Coast, right?
Yeah, Surface Paradise and stuff. And those dudes were killing it for a long, long time up there
Yeah.
tattooing.
That's interesting. How much have you traveled in Australia before you came out here?
Not too much. Like I'd been to Melbourne, I'd been to Queensland. I hadn't been to like South Australia, Northern Territory or Western Australia, but October we're going to go, my wife and I are going back to Oz, and we want to do like an East Coast road trip.
Oh,
So that'd be sick because she's never been. So I want to show her the country and also see it from a different perspective now from living here. So to kind of be a tourist in my home country is exciting.
Are you going to get tattooed while you're out there?
I don't know, dude.
Hard to
I
squeeze in
mean,
the time.
Yeah, just time. And like, I was always saying my next tattoo was going to be like some snakes on my stomach by Yoshi that did my arms and my chest. So it's like, it'd be hard to kind of like line it all up correctly, you know?
Yeah. Do you think you'll go back more often now that you're
For
kind of able
sure.
to?
Yeah. Since I've been here 5 years, haven't been home.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely keen to go home and just kind of chill and be at home and just, you know, be in Australia for a bit. Probably give me a new appreciation for here, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's merit in both. I think it'd be interesting. I'm excited to hear about that trip afterwards, like how you see Australia being gone from it for so long, coming back to it.
Yeah, and there's definitely some things that I notice about being here, like especially California, it's straight hustle grind 24/7. Australia's very mellow, like everything kind of closes at 5 p.m. and you have your time at home with your family and it's not so work based. I mean, there's still people down there that are like hustling and grinding, but the Australian culture is pretty much like work till 5, go home and then chill. Whereas like California's like 24/7, let's go. But that's what one of the things that attracted me to coming over here was everyone's like grind and work ethic and like just being around that energy. You know?
Yeah, I see that being like hyper and being young and just feeling bored and like all the things you like are all over here.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. And like even tattooing, like where I used to live at Anaheim, Good Time Charlie's is up the road. It's just crazy to be like, damn, these dudes are like out here, you know?
Yeah, and all the things you see in the skate videos, you could drive past them.
Exactly. Like
it's all there.
Yeah, all the spots I see and then just the pro skaters I meet at parks. I'm like, damn, this is kind of a trip. And just the level of skating too. People here skate crazy, like on a crazy level compared to anywhere else. California.
Yeah,
though,
I think it's one of those things where you just gotta like if you're around it, you just soak up a certain
for sure
percentage of that.
Yeah, 100% exposure.
Yeah. You said that scootering is big in a
bro. Scootering is the skating of down under.
I don't believe that.
It's you will see half a dozen kids on scooters in the city before you see a pack of skaters in the city.
And they're taking it serious. They're not just like kids.
Yeah, they're mobbing. Like there's a helmet, you know, kids at the park that are like crazy fly out kids and snake everybody. But then there's like the dudes that like actually rip at like riding scooters.
How deep does the culture run? Is there like scooter magazines?
I'm not sure if there's scooter magazines, but there's definitely like scooter media, like
Instagram blog,
YouTube, stuff like that, and just companies and stuff.
I did see one scooter guy. He had really long hair.
Juzzy Carter.
Is that his name?
Yeah, doing crazy rail stuff.
Yeah.
He's just like Steez.
Dude,
style.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's Juzzy.
So I think that anything that's highest level is impressive.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And seeing scootering at that level, I'm like, okay, scootering is cool.
Yeah.
But he's the only dude making it look cool. I mean, that I know of, right?
Yeah. The more you pay attention to the culture, there's definitely things that they've kind of borrowed from skateboarding and even aggressive inline skating. And they have their own thing now. And it's like, it's commendable because the stuff they're doing is like, you can see the style and the character behind it. It's a thing, you know?
It's coming into its own.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my kind of thing with it that I kind of was like, it just felt like fake BMX for a long time.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
It's like I can't tail up a bike, but I can tail up a scooter right now.
Yeah, it's kind of this weird in between, like skate deck, but it has handlebars and 2 wheels.
Yeah, but that's interesting to see where it goes and what it becomes. And, you know, it's funny, even like being an outsider looking at that stuff, like even like say inline, when I see people doing like techie weird grinds, their legs crossed and stuff, like I don't even care at all. Like for me, like as a spectator, it's like, you know, the outsider is wowed by vert skating or the loop or Nitro Circus.
They see it and their mind blows up.
That's how I'm with inline. So like you need to be like doing a rail that is not doable on a skateboard for me to go, whoa.
They can do more stuff. I used to inline when I was 11. I had some inline skates and I was doing all that stuff. And I just, skating was just more viable for me.
Right. But I just think like that big stuff, like they can go bigger, they can jump higher, they can do the rails that aren't reachable, you know. That is like, oh shit, that makes sense. Or if scootering has its own angle, it's like, oh, that makes sense. But I guess for me, outsider looking in, seeing him like rollerblade on little small curbs, I'm like, you know. But people feel that way about someone doing a slappy on a skateboard.
For sure.
So it's not fair. I don't know.
No, it definitely comes down to like your knowledge of what the thing is.
Right.
Because when you have knowledge of it, you kind of have bias of it towards it as well. You know, instead of having a fresh mind and being like, it's like the first time I seen hardcore dancing, bro. It's like, what is this?
Right.
This is, like, I didn't know how to take it. It kind of shocked me, but kind of made me excited. And I was
Right.
like, dude, what is this?
Different world, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of almost like why in the early 2000s, like the extreme stuff, like the freestyle motocross was so big, is because you don't have to know anything about it to know, like, whoa, they're jumping, like it's
Yeah.
Evel Knievel shit, right?
Yeah, it's extreme sports.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's like 30 feet in the air and he's like doing a backflip or something.
Yeah.
It's like crazy.
You don't need to know the name of the trick to know that was a wheelie, that was a backflip.
Yeah.
Fucking, it looked like a Superman because he's posed like Superman.
Exactly.
So he must be Superman, right? Like, yeah.
Dude, and it's the energy too. It's just the energy of seeing that stuff. Because, like, have you ever been at the park and there's been a heavy session? You kind of sit back and everyone's just like throwing down. You just feel the energy from people skating the tricks and stuff. It's just
Yeah.
that energy force as well.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like freestyle motocross, like in real life? Like not motocross,
Yeah.
but like the trick stuff?
Yeah, when I was a kid in like it was early 2000s and
Yeah.
like they would set up the ramps and stuff. And it was
Yeah.
crazy, bro. Just the noises and just seeing them do these tricks and land. It was
Flying.
like, oh, literally flying through the air.
Yeah.
Defying gravity.
I went to at Paris Speedway. There was like a demo there once.
Sick.
And I went there like probably 6th grade, and it was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Southern California is like the mecca of motocross and skateboarding.
Yeah, of kind of everything, right?
Yeah,
it's just kind of a
culture.
hub.
I
Yeah.
feel like this is like center stage, and then from here, the rest of the world sees what is cool, but because people in California make it cool.
it kind of goes everywhere else afterwards.
Yeah.
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 That's interesting. You know, it's funny too. It's also like it's dependent on like the county and the city as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I lived in like Paris, not the cool one, right? And I lived there for like a year, and there was no mall there, right?
Where'd you drive to? Up to
Yeah, like the Tyler Mall in Riverside,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So for those who don't know, Perris.
Paris.
Yeah, Paris. That's Riverside County, but it's just like 20 minutes away. But as a kid, that's fucking might as well be 4 hours away. Because on a bus,
Yeah.
it is 2 hours away.
It is,
right?
yes,
You know?
Yes.
So the perspective of distance is quite further when you're quite younger and don't have a car. And, you know, in this, a lot of people I went to school with, they lived in Mead Valley a little bit deeper. And it's kind of a little bit more rural.
Yeah.
And, you know, there was like no mall. So like the culture, street culture, there's no street. Like, you know
It's
what
just
I
a
mean?
road. There's not even curbs. It's just a dirt road, bro.
I used to go to my friend Gabriel's house, and he lived in a trailer on a dirt road, and we'd go down the end of his dirt road, and there's a main road people drive down, and there was a little wash where it was like kind of smooth cement.
Nice.
And we'd skate that, move out of the way, and cars would go. And we just
Yeah.
like, and that's all we had to skate.
That's all you had.
And we just like, we would skate the hard dirt, you know,
Oh,
like,
wow.
dude, it was real.
Dude, it kind of made me feel lucky because, like, I grew up in Western Sydney. Like, the most I had to skate was a local football field that had some cement bleachers, and then we had a bowl
Yeah.
as well. So it's like, damn, I didn't grow up rural though.
Right. I mean, I only lived out there for like a year, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, so when I went to school there, I was super into like, you know, Jim Greco, Dustin Dawn. I was wearing
Yeah,
tight
Baker
pants.
Boys.
I probably had like Dustin Dawn's polka dot Vans or Reynolds 3s on.
Yeah.
And I'm like just getting into punk rock, right? And so I'm into that. I go to the school and they're tripping. They're like, why are you wearing tight pants? Like girl pants, are you gay? Or like,
What was their style? Like, just like,
they were in super baggy pants. They were Cream Campbell, like shorties, fucking
Yeah.
City Stars, like the more hip hop element of
skating.
skateboarding, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They had not got to the hesh kind of punk rocker
Uh-huh.
element of skating yet. And I was like, no, these are like skate shoes. And they're like, no, skate shoes are big.
puffy.
Yeah.
Like boats.
Yeah,
Little
they're like
boats.
skate shoes are like Osiris, Audio, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, that's true,
But
right?
This is also skating
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
But it was just, it had not hit yet. And I think it's because they didn't have a mall.
Dude. Yeah.
So they had the shoes from a year ago or whatever, right?
That too. And like, just like media. What did you, Thrasher magazine? That's all that was about.
I mean, there's obviously like 4 kids at the school that know what's up, and those are my friends, but
Yeah.
everyone else out of the fucking loop.
They didn't
As
know.
far as they can get away from it, right?
Yeah.
So I remember like a couple years later, then they're wearing like the skinny jeans and stuff.
Yeah.
But it took a second, you know,
Yeah.
there was a bit of a delay. And I couldn't imagine like me growing up in Riverside, like Arlanza area, like what was the delay from me to LA? And then what's
Yeah.
the delay from Arlanza to Paris and Paris to Mia Valley and
Yeah.
Mia Valley to fucking, the desert.
Beaumont.
Like, yeah, just more delays.
Dude, it is true because even from California compared to Australia, we're 5 years behind in Australia. Like crop tees, like dudes cutting their tees and cropping them are just starting to become a thing down there now. Where it's here, it's been a thing for like the last 3-4 years now.
Yeah, I did catch on that. The first time I went, they would pay like top dollar for like Dickies and Vans and things like that.
Twice as much.
Yeah. And that's interesting. But I think maybe I'm in the middle of it and I'm a bit naive to it. But I would think that the internet is just kind of colonizing all of it to where it's even now. Because you don't need a Thrasher magazine subscription. You just follow them on Instagram.
Yeah. You just need to open your TikTok and see what all the other people are wearing your age. And then you're like, oh, damn.
Do you think that like local dialects and accents are starting to become more of an internet?
Yeah, it is. Because I'll see kids online from Australia that don't even sound like they're from Australia. It sounds like they're from here. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, the power of a border is kind of disrupted by the power of the internet.
Yeah, so now the internet is literally everywhere. We have access to everything. Culture is in your pocket now. You don't have to go and be a part of a culture because you can just pull your phone out of your pocket and then you're exposed to it. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy to think. It's kind of like, I like that, but it also kind of saddens me because I like going to a different place and it being a different place.
No, 1,000%. Like we took a road trip to Colorado and we went up to this little place in the mountains called Leadsville. And there's a saying like, if you're from California and you travel to the other parts of the States, people look at you like you're from California. I've never felt that before, but we were with a big group and anywhere in town, we were just getting the maddest stares. And it's just like, we were like a spectacle, bro. And it's like, damn, this is what they mean.
So it was a bit of that.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, and just the dudes in Colorado dressing, I'm like, man, what's going on, dude? Like,
that's interesting. I feel like I think another issue is that a lot of my traveling has been to tattoo shops. So like we're all the same around the world.
100%.
We're all tattooers.
Yeah.
So like that kind of no matter where you live or whatever the politics, you still put stuff on the wall. It's not that different.
No, it's not. And like when I think of like tattoo shop, like you said, anywhere you go, it's the same thing. You could walk in, there's Social Distortion playing and some flash on the wall and homies hanging out. It's like the same everywhere kind of thing.
Yeah. The only difference I noticed is that particularly in England and Australia is that people use massage tables more than they use armrests.
Yeah, lay them down.
Yeah, everything's laid down.
Yeah.
And here, I think people are sitting up and using armrests
That's
more.
why my girl trips on me. Because like when I'll tattoo someone, she's like, why did you lay him down? I'm like, well, it just seemed like the most comfortable thing. She's like, no, you want to sit up when you... I'm like, in a forearm, just lay down. Chill, go to sleep if you want.
Yeah.
She's always tripping on me for laying people down. So maybe that's why.
I think that's something I noticed for sure. Kind of like, especially... Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. And I've taken some of that into my own tattooing too, especially tattooing, like say the upper arm, like having them up on an arm rest. You're not getting that stretch you want at the top,
Yeah.
And also too, a modern issue right now is the phone thing. They're dropping their phone every appointment, dropping their water bottle.
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't mean to, they don't give a fuck 'cause they're distracted in the fucking TikTok scroll. But if you lay them down, they're going to drop their phone 2 inches versus 2 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think laying them down and getting their arm all at the side or putting it forward or putting it back, like I can get more out of that. And I like standing up tattooing. So I try to do that as much as I can.
Yeah. And like when I was getting my arms tattooed, like, dude, I was laying down. He had me have my arm across my chest. Like it was all over the place, you know? So I do get, because you have more kind of freedom to move around and stretch if they're laying.
Yeah.
And like sometimes my last client, he was a big dude, bro. His biceps were the size of my head. I was tattooing the inside of his arm. Couldn't really get it all the way open. Like if I laid him down, it would have been just like that. But because he was so big, it was hard for him to kind of open his arm up like that.
Another thing is sometimes when I'm tattooing real quick, I sit him up in the chair real quick and I set the chair deliberately, like I'm tattooing my arm, I'm putting them like this and they immediately want to turn.
They want to move the chair for you, bro.
Yeah. And then I go and I scoot them back and then they immediately start leaning and they're like, oh, my arm. And I'm like, if you just drop your shoulder back. Yeah, right? But everyone knows how to lay in a bed, so
yes, 100%.
Yeah, but then there's those memes of like lay down the massage table and like break dancing everywhere.
Yeah.
I think when people lay wrong on the bed, 90% of the time I'm the fucking problem.
It's me.
I tell them to lay the wrong way.
Yeah, man.
Almost every time.
And I'm like bending over halfway. I'm like, why am I doing it this way? Like, just let me turn the bed. Just chill. Like, you know?
Yesterday I had a valid excuse. I did a walk-in and it was like some lettering going across like right here.
Oh, yep.
And she's like looking in the mirror. Do you think I should go this way, this way? So I'm standing behind her in the mirror, kind of like positioning it. So I'm looking at it mirrored with her.
Yes.
So I laid out the bed and as she lays down, it's on the other side. I'm like, oh, fuck. And like, I always do this. I'm like, oh no, I have a valid excuse. It was this side in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know? So I had to flip the bed around.
That can be a tricky spot there because, like, while you're tattooing, like, they'll be like, and it just stretches the skin and pushes their shoulder up into their face.
She was good. It took like 5 minutes. And she's like, I don't want to breathe in your face. It was her first tattoo. And I'm like, just look that way.
Yeah, that's why I tell them, just look that way and chill. Because I always tell them, I don't want to run my machine into your face. So just look the other way.
That's a good line, dude. Yeah.
I freak out.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of like while they're tattooing someone's collarbone and they're like,
yeah,
in your face. You're like,
dude, I've gotten sick. I don't know how many times just from like tattooing people's like chests and like collarbone and stuff. Just from like them being a little bit sick, and all of a sudden I'm breathing the same air as them.
Yeah, I get scared of that shit. I think ever since like the COVID stuff, like hearing someone cough, I'm like, you know,
yeah,
I don't want to get sick. It's just it's no politics. I just don't want to get fucking sick. So I'm opening the fucking door, and I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn the fan. I'm gonna put it on your face, blowing the other way.
That's so funny you say that because like I have a new barber now. My barber, when he was cutting my hair, I could hear him sniffling a lot, and then in my head I'm like, dude, I don't want to get sick. I got a lot going on this week, so I went straight to Ralph's. I bought a clove of garlic and I chewed it and ate it raw. And my breath just smelled like garlic the rest of the night. Yeah. And then I went and got my hair cut another time by him, and he was still sniffling. The dude has a passage issue. That's why he was sniffing. He's not sick. He just needed more air in his nose. And I'm like, damn, I did all that thinking he was sick. He's just having a hard time breathing, dude.
Clove of garlic's kind of tight though. That's pretty cool.
That's like my secret.
Yeah. Not no more.
Yeah, now everybody knows.
Yeah. And then you don't have no issues with vampires. You're good across the board. Yeah. Yeah, it works out. That's cool. So, okay. So then you come to the States. That's good transition. You come to the States during that kind of time of lockdowns, right before how'd you?
It was mid. It was like, they were pretty much like, nobody can leave.
Yeah.
Everybody stay in Australia and don't talk to your neighbors. And then I was like, all right, I'll wait. 3 months, everybody can travel again. Okay. 3 months turned into 6 months. 6 months turned into 9 months. By the time I hit 9 months, I had enough. So I wrote an email to the government, pretty much told them like, hey, I'm trying to go to like overseas. I meet the criteria of someone that's exempt because I'm going for longer than 3 months. And they were like, yep. And they said yes. And that was that when I got the email, it was accepted. I was like, well, I have to go now. I can't. Because I was kind of banking on them being like, no. And then I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to stay in Australia and chill and just be in my comfort zone and do nothing.
Right.
My drive to leave, I'm just going to like, nah, this means I shouldn't chase my dreams. I should just stay here because they didn't let me out. But they said yes. And then from then on, I was like, well, I have to back it up. I have to follow through. And then I pretty much sold everything I had, sold my dream car, pretty much packed 2 suitcases, my skateboard and a backpack, and then came to the States, dude.
Wow.
Just pretty much like got off the plane at LAX and I was just like, dude, I'm here now.
And you'd visited prior, right?
Yeah, I had been coming back and forth since 2018. And each time I came, I fell in love with being here more and more. And the last time I left, I was like, I should just stay here right now. I don't want to leave. But I had bookings back home. I didn't want to be that guy.
Right.
So I was like, no, I'll go home. And then a month after being home, boom, lockdowns.
Damn.
Yeah.
What'd you do in that time? Like how, I know that the lockdown there was a little bit more lockdown than lockdown was here. Lockdown here is a little more theoretical. If you wanted to play, you could play, but you could also kind of, out there is a little more enforced. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was early on. It was before they were like, you can't go 1.5 miles from your house. It was early on. So it was pretty much like they were telling us on the news, try not to do this, don't do that and whatever. And then it ended up being like, okay, all non-essential businesses are closed. So tattoo shops and stuff, they're closed. And then I was kind of like, all right, whatever, I'll just go skate. Skate parks and parks also closed. I was like, God damn. So I ended up finding a spot and building a DIY skate park for me and my friends to skate on. And then that's what I pretty much did. And it ended up helping my channel out heaps.
Is that when you started doing the YouTube channel?
Yeah. That was at the time I started my channel. So it kind of like boosted my channel up, doing the DIY. Had somewhere to skate. My friends could come hang out. And then it was a while until they opened tattoo shops up again. And then at that time, I'd already like been in the mindset of like, yeah, I need to get out of here because it's going to get worse. Yeah. And then I just kind of followed but it was tight though, bro, because they closed all the shops, but everybody was eligible for $1,000 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we were getting $1,000 every 2 weeks, and I was just pulling out of the bank and just stacking it to move up here.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really cool is that like out here, like you're kind of being told you can't do this, but the landlord still wants the rent. So
Yes.
like here, like you just kind of had to break the rule. Like
Yeah.
it was a weird scenario. Like if you're tattooing, you're like kind of shamed for it. And then there's a pushback where it's like, well, fuck it, I don't care. You know, it's like, so it was destined and designed to be very divided, right?
Definitely. And
that was hard, you know?
yeah, and like people were tattooing underground. Tattooing just went underground. Like all my homies that were tattooing were still tattooing, but they were just tattooing out of a private space, and it was a little more, speakeasy style.
Yeah.
So people were still tattooing in that time. How to survive,
Yeah. Yeah, no, now we know that fucking there was more tattooing on Earth than ever previously recorded in that time.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, yeah. I mean, look at like, it goes full circle to the beginning of our conversation. This whole new generation of tattooers all sprouted up at that time.
Yeah, it was like a new turning point in that era of tattooing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just everything. It's not just tattooing. Anyone that wanted to explore any hobby now had time.
No, 100%. Like there's been so many like YouTube channels that were born out of the pandemic and that are like killing it now because they wanted to try something because they couldn't go to work or they were stuck at home the whole time or whatever. So it was definitely a time where you could either let it define you and like just destroy you or kind of like use it to your advantage.
Yeah, like a big reset.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah.
Man, it's a trip. I feel like when I was in it, I was getting by and I was doing good, but there was a volatility of not knowing how long that would last. And it was just like a couple of years just went by and it's gone.
Yeah. And you look back in hindsight, it was very busy then too.
It was very busy. And I also feel like maybe I wish I could have done more. Like, I guess I did a lot looking back, but like, I don't know. Maybe I could have started a hobby. Like at that time, I kind of like fucked my channel in a way.
Because you stopped uploading or?
Yeah. So like at that time, it was like, okay, we're being told that we can't tattoo. I just opened Unite and Win Tattoo.
Yeah.
And I was like wanting to be cautious and being told that, oh, this is crazy. And at first I'm not buying it. At first we're laughing at the shop. We're tattooing. It's Friday 13th it's March 13th.
Yeah.
And things are getting shut down out there. Out here, we're still good. We're hearing rumors that like, oh, like it's going to get shut down. We're like, whatever, who cares, And a shop down the street didn't do Friday 13th because of COVID.
Oh, wow.
And we're like laughing. We're like, whatever, we're tattooers, fuck it. We're bikers, ha, 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 We're running it. And then we hear like and that day on March 12th, we couldn't find paper towels. It was so hard to find paper towels.
Paper towels and gloves.
Yeah. So then by like March 15th, it's kind of like, yo, even if we want a tattoo, I don't know that we can because we don't have supplies, right?
Bro, yeah.
And so now we're getting gloves at like O'Reilly's Auto Parts, right? And we're getting blue paper towels there. And then I want to say, I don't know the exact date, but a matter of days, you hear like, oh, there's tanks in Newport. And we're like, what? And we're getting kind of scared of like, what is this like government overreach? What is this thing? Maybe, and it starts to switch. Like maybe this thing is fucking pretty serious, right? And I'm like, well, man, I should wear a mask. I should stay inside. I should, So it's like, I'm on that team, but I also have to tattoo. I have to eat, and unlike Australia, there is no government giving us any money.
We're definitely very well supported in that sense.
Yeah, so it's like one thing to tell me one thing, but not provide me the other. Like, you provide me no options, right? And I think that if I did have the option to get paid to stay home, I would have played by the rules, I think, right?
Yeah,
but I didn't have the ability to play by those rules, and it was so divided, and so I felt like I didn't want to tattoo and put online if tattooing wasn't allowed. And I didn't want to like, have part of my clientele be like, oh, he's tattooing, right? And so I was just trying to be very like play by the rules. I didn't want to be controversial. I didn't want to be loud about it. So a lot of people started like doing like Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. And I was like, okay, I'd been doing YouTube at that time for about 4 years, I think, right? And I had never really made any money off YouTube. And I always banked on making money off of tattooing, and the YouTube videos are to promote the tattooing.
Secondary, yeah.
And I still find myself in that category, whether I want to be or not. I would like to make money on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I would. But I thought, okay, I'll do the Patreon thing. And so I went and I unlisted, like, I think I had like maybe 300 videos up on YouTube. I unlisted like 150 of them that day, and I put them all linked to Patreon.
Nice.
Right? And so it was like, if you join the Patreon, you can get all these archived videos. And then I started uploading videos, and it would be like a vlog of me working on the shop, but it's not like a finished shop. I don't want to share it. I'm not even supposed to be at the shop, so I'll just give it to members.
Yeah.
So I started making more and more member content, and I was making some money from channel memberships. And so I felt like supported, and I felt like I liked that bit of community of like, you know what? Why am I going to share it to everyone? No one gives a fuck. These 30 people do care. I'm just going to share it there. Right? So first it was Patreon, but I didn't like Patreon because you had to share, you couldn't host your own video there. So I'm sharing an unlisted link from YouTube.
Oh, really?
At that time, I don't know if it's changed.
Damn, that seems like something they would do. Just have your own video there instead of linking it. It's such a
Yeah, so I think it was like maybe I was doing it wrong, but I would post the video unlisted. I would share the unlisted link to Patreon. You log into Patreon, click on it. Now you're back on YouTube.
Yeah.
So when I found YouTube was doing like a channel memberships thing with they weren't promoting well then, and they're not promoting now. It was like, that makes more sense just to keep it all on the same platform.
Yeah.
So I started doing the YouTube channel memberships, and I started giving more to my members than I was giving to my public. And I didn't want to be loud about it. I wanted to kind of under promise and over deliver. So if you knew about it, cool. If you didn't know, but the reality situation was I was uploading often to members and really frequently publicly.
But it still shows like members only. I feel like that entices people to like join your membership.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were saying more like, and maybe the few that left the comments were saying like, Wayne doesn't upload anymore, only uploads members, only care about money, blah, blah, blah. And I would feel kind of like resentful of my subscribers.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, yo, like, I thought to myself at the time I had, say, I don't know, I have like 48,000 subscribers right now, right? This moment. And it's like, what if I never did an ad for another company ever? What if every subscriber gave me $1 a month?
Yeah.
And now I'm making $48,000 a month. I can hire an editor.
Right.
I can hire a producer.
Yep.
I can hire a filmmaker. I can provide a daily vlog every single day now.
The quality would just rise, dude.
Yeah.
Quality of content.
And they want more, right? So it's like, how do I give more when I only have so much to give?
Yeah.
So I started to resent that, and I felt like, you know what? Okay, these members are like the diehards.
Yeah.
That's the Wayne's gang. I'm a fucking post shit there. Boom, done. And I'll post stuff there, document there, and then I'll build it up into bigger videos and put them out public later.
Yeah.
So I'll put out the first session of your back on members, second session, third session, whatever. And then, you know, healed a year later, come back, talk about it, show it healed, edit all those videos, put out public. And the public would be like, put out more of this. I'm like, well, give me another year, right?
Yeah, it takes time, dude. Especially tattooing, like you have to let it heal.
Yeah, so I feel like in that time when people started like having more time and they were uploading more and they're watching more YouTube than ever, I was sharing less publicly more than ever.
Yeah.
And I also was coming off of like traveling full time, being burnt out and guest spotting, and just wanting to do less and wanting to be just the local guy. Like, and then I think in that time since then, it's been this juggle of like, it slows down with work, so I start uploading a lot. I get too busy working, I start uploading less. And I can't really like stay consistent with it because it just doesn't make sense financially to do so, you know?
You're a very busy man. And like how I look at YouTube now is like, it's definitely a big funnel and a big free advertisement because you can like, you know, show your tattoos and show your flash and everything else, and it brings people in. Like the majority of the customers I've had have all been from skateboarding just because of from videos, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like YouTube is definitely a great platform for like visibility, but like I feel like now because the platform has like gone down because there's too many shorts, dude.
Ooh, I like that you're saying this. I'm feeling this too. I'm feeling
everybody is because they're just promoting shorts so much. Long form is like starting to die on YouTube.
If I post this podcast, it's going to get realistically 400 views the first day.
Yeah.
It'll get 6,000 to 8,000 after 2 days. I post one clip, 5,000 views immediately on Instagram within 10 minutes.
Yeah, people's attention spans 8 seconds, dude.
Yeah, and so it's like I would start to feel resentful where it's like I put all this work in. I don't want to just give a short. I don't want to just put out a fucking vertical video.
But like the thing is of like long form and short form, like the short form creators aren't making as much money as the long form from like AdSense.
True,
and stuff.
but and also what it comes down to is what I've come to is you got to meet people where they're at, and you can't be mad that people don't want your shit. You have to give them what they want.
Yeah.
And so it's like everyone wants short form shit, to make short form shit. So the beauty of that is this podcast is that I can have this free flowing conversation. I can get the clips out of context, post them on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and I can get something rather than nothing. And those and out of those thousands of views, I'll get a couple of crumbs. I'll come over to YouTube, and then they'll watch the whole thing. And that's the goal, to get you to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I have to be okay with someone just getting that short thing as well.
Yeah. But like, see how my mind works. If I see like a out of context clip of something that I'm interested in, I want to know the rest of it. So like, I'm going to click through to the link to watch the long form and watch the whole thing, you know? But you're probably similar. Like you want to, you know, kids these days are just like, oh.
Yeah, that's funny. I feel like when I started doing YouTube, it was like people from YouTube would go follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
But people from Instagram wouldn't go to my YouTube.
No, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one way.
So weird.
But now I kind of feel like I need to post on Instagram to try to get them to my YouTube. I think it's backwards now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the short form is king. The long form is like boring.
Yeah, man.
No one wants it.
Yeah, but there's definitely your core audience that want it, and they know you, and they love your style, and they love your videos, and they just want that presence in their life. So they'll watch your long form stuff and like be there always.
Yeah, when I started posting stuff on TikTok, I'm not like popping on there by any means, but once a week I do get a comment of like, oh my God, I was watching when I started tattooing 5 years ago, or oh, where do I know you from? Or I think I used to watch you on YouTube. And it's just like, I'm still there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I didn't leave, you did. So it's like, that's a big thing where it's like, now I feel like I have all these subscribers, but it's kind of like a ghost town. Like it's like I'm getting a couple thousand views. Like where's the other 46,000 of you?
Yeah, man. The algorithm, dude. And just people not like clicking through and like
dude,
watching.
and in December of like 2024, did the Vlogmas thing I posted every single day. I didn't see any kind of boost or any like
usually December is like the most paying month on YouTube too.
Yeah, I saw like I had one video that was 2 minutes long and got 10,000 views, and the rest of them are 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah.
And it feels whack to complain about this, but it's like, how do you not compare yourself to yourself?
No, of course.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
That number just doesn't mean shit anymore.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And I mean, like they've even changed the monetization requirements now. It's not like 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours. It's like 500 subs and like 3,000 watch hours.
We've both talked about this, and I know that you had or have 2 YouTube channels in the past, right?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm leaning into my second one now.
Okay.
A little more.
Because that's what we were talking about. We were talking about this maybe a couple months ago, but I was feeling like I kind of wanted to start a whole fucking new channel just to see, am I bogged down by the algorithmic history of my past views to now ratio, and it's just not giving me nothing? Like I would rather get, you know, a couple hundred views. I just
on something that you wanted to make and it was fun. It was a project. You could just do it and
yeah, and it's just like, again, like I feel like when I first started doing it, right, it's like the enticing thing that kept me coming back was that the return was so high. It was like I would have 100 subscribers get 1,000 views. I have 1,000 subscribers get 10,000 views.
It's all kind
and it was like, ooh. And now it's like you just kind of feel like a failure.
Yeah. I mean, but you look at anyone's channel on YouTube, I always click through to see their channel if they got a lot of subs, and like they'll have their popular videos and they'll have their dead videos, you know? It's like there's still dead spots on everybody's channel.
There's this word I want to find. I'm going to look up right now. It was a comment I got. So I'm going to be a little bit out of frame, read my phone because I got my hands full. But this is the comment that I got yesterday on a video of, it was on episode 34 with Chelsea of Unite Win podcast. And we were talking about TikTok, and it's kind of the same conversation we're having right now. And I was kind of getting at like, I feel like on TikTok I get less and less return. And I think they just want you on the platform more. Like I haven't seen that big lottery hit that everyone's seen. Everyone knows someone's gone viral on TikTok, and that someone has never been me. I haven't found that to be, right? So I got a comment, and this comment says, and I looked this up. I want to look at this book. It's from JPF 138. Thinking about your discussion at the beginning, you should look up, I'm going to say this word wrong, enshittification by Cory Doctorow, a word coined to describe how platforms start catering to users, then catering to advertisers, then catering to itself, and ultimately become a bad experience and dying. I think tattoo artists are experiencing this platform death with Instagram, and eventually it will be replaced.
Yeah. I mean, dude, look at Vine and back in the day, you know?
Right. And it's like, it becomes this like corporate thing where it can no longer, I mean, this is anything with any business, right? Small business that makes like really good loaves of bread. And now demand grows and grows and grows. And it's just like the quality is going to dink down as the quantity progresses.
Yeah.
And I think that at first an app needs to serve the user to get you on the fucking app.
Yeah.
And it's like this kind of like, this like first, second, third thing, it does make sense. And I looked it up, and I haven't looked up the app or the app. I haven't looked up the book yet, but I have it right here.
Enshittification, is that what it is?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up again. So I have this whole thing I read about it. It's right here. I use ChatGPT, so you don't have to look it up. I used all the water for you. So, but I asked it, I said, is there a lottery aspect to getting views on TikTok opposed to Instagram and YouTube Shorts? And it broke down TikTok's high variance test with the first. It says like your videos are shown in small batches of users. If metrics are strong, they're immediately pushed to bigger batches. The performance dips and distribution stops just as fast as it can start. This is why you can have two similar videos, one get 300 views and one get 3 million views. The performance depends on the early micro audience behavior, timing plus audience match. Oh. This would be like your hook needs to be in 2 seconds, not 3 seconds, right?
Jesus.
TikTok rewards potential more than consistency. And
kind of like that.
Instagram prioritizes existing followers first, past engagement history with your account, predictability, and over validity. So this is why on Instagram, people are seeing my stuff. YouTube is going through the second phase where it's not really giving it to your people like Instagram is at this point. So it shows a graph and it says, is TikTok random? It said, no, variance is higher, blah, blah, blah. Why creators misinterpret TikTok as luck. Metrics are hidden behind opaque tests. Small changes in hooks, massive distribution difference. Platform doesn't rely on followers. Trends can can flip hourly. And your strategy, it doesn't always work, so it can feel like a lottery thing, but basically says optimize your first 1 to 2 seconds. It's kind of crazy. It says don't delete dead TikTok videos. Sometimes it can reset and blow up again. But I had looked at this same thing right before.
My girl's always telling me like, just post on TikTok, but it like doesn't interest me to post on TikTok, you know?
Yeah.
And I should, because it, you know, from what you're reading, I'm like, there's some advantages for sure.
But it's like, I think you just have to be willing to just throw it at the wall, see what sticks. Whereas in us with YouTube, we have a strategy, we have an idea, we have a creative thing we want to create. And I think that is not going to be rewarded on a TikTok.
No, it's not.
It needs to be, you just need to be like, I think that people that introduce themselves a lot, or it's raw, or it's just whatever, it just works. And it's just like, it's almost like the short form version of what you would want out of people that watch live streamers.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because live streaming, they want to just be there and they want to just watch that person for hours. I think TikTok, they're kind of like, they're sick of being sold something, right? Yeah. And they just want to see just a regular person.
Yeah, and I've always preferred like long form video because I'm like, I can polish it off and I can edit it and I can make it vibey and stuff. But these days it's just like they want to be involved, like you're saying, with the live streaming and stuff. They want to see it first.
Yeah, if they want like a really good edit, they'll watch a movie, they'll watch Netflix. Yeah. They don't come to us for that quality. No, and we lose people in the fold of trying to be better because they don't want us better. They liked us when we sucked.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I think like my wife had mentioned this, and then I talked about this on yesterday's podcast. Now I'm talking on this podcast. But so if we're getting less and less return from these apps that we're yearning attention from, then we're eventually going to start caring less. And we're going to start posting stuff that maybe you'd post on your story, but you wouldn't hard post.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck anyways? I'm not getting views. Fuck it. I'll post it.
Yeah.
Maybe YouTube channel, like, this thing going to get views. Whatever. I want to make it.
Yeah.
And this can almost like have like 2026 can almost be, as my wife said, like the year that people just start posting like they don't give a fuck.
The new 2016.
Yeah, right. And it might be a really good thing for us. Like it might be the platform that we want because, you know, it's like if there is no incentive to gain from it, then you're only doing it out of love or passion or because you want to. If you can get something, it changes why you're doing it.
No, that's why I've been like, I'm just going to put videos on my second channel because my my original channel's blowing ass. So I'm like, I'm just going to make what I want to make and upload on my second channel. Like I did a video going shooting with my wife, teaching her, and I could never upload that on my main channel because like YouTube would just crucify my channel.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just put it on my second channel. Who cares? Like, I don't care. I'm just making it to have fun with it, you know?
Right.
Be creative and just like worry about the process and more than the outcome kind of thing.
Worst case scenario, have a cool home video and just give you a reason to put it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I like that. Yeah, I think there is something to that. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funny, right? Like I'm finding another like thing to draw from our past conversation, but it's like when you look at, say, I don't know what to even call it, but these new styles of tattoos, we will say, they'll post right.
Modern.
They'll post a photo that might have stuff in the background, or it might be bloody, or it might be wrapped in plastic wrap.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of like by posting it's almost a like, I don't care. Boom, there it is.
Yeah.
Whereas if you see a perfect photo, your kind of bullshit detectors go off a bit.
Yeah, you don't care as much. And do you remember in the early, like I'm going to say like 2012, 2013, like the whole SoundCloud era, all those rappers were getting these really shitty tattoos, but that was a style back then. I feel like that's kind of evolved into now. It's like the shitty style is like the style.
That was the dawning of this new era.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the reason why I see myself within that and why I would be that kid getting that stuff right now is because the first tattoos I liked that I remember really liking were like bad punk rock tattoos.
Yes.
Like I love Gigi Allen's tattoos.
Yeah.
I love seeing like friends have like my friend Karen, she had like stick and poke tattoos on her arm. She had like her name is Karen and her thing was like K Boom, and she had like a little bomb that said boom on it on her arm. And
that's it.
And I was like, that's so cool. And like, and and she like pierced herself and I'd pierce her and she pierced me. And it's like just this whole different life that I lived when I was 15. But I think that felt so real. And I looked at like, say, a tattoo magazine, I saw some crazy realism, whatever. It was so unrelatable, so unobtainable. It was like a fucking unicorn. I never even seen that shit in real life.
No, I can understand
So
that.
I'd see it and be wowed by it, but I wouldn't feel anything for it.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like tangible.
No, because there's definitely a vibe behind that stuff you're talking about, this character. That's why like prison tats are so sick.
Yeah.
Have you seen that dude's TikTok or Instagram page and he's in prison tattooing? He'll go live and stuff.
For real?
And there's like just homies getting down, like no gloves, nothing, just tattooing. And like these
You
dudes
should
have
send me that.
crazy prison work. It's sick, dude. And they're like literally on live from their jail cell tattooing.
And so like, did you remember like maybe a year ago, someone like faked that whole thing? They faked an escape and filmed on Samsung phones.
Oh, I didn't know it was fake. I fell for it. I must have fell for it. I thought it was real, dude.
Yeah. So this guy, it was like he rented like an abandoned prison and he hired actors.
Wow.
And they filmed for like 12 hours on Samsung phones, getting into fights, taking a shit, fucking like get a tattoo, whatever. Right. And he made all this content and he made like a TikTok or Instagram and started posting clips and he posted an escape and this and that. And it was all bullshit.
Damn. That's a strategy, bro.
Yeah.
That's a simulation of the thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, how much of reality TV is reality anyways, right?
Not much, very little.
Right.
Very, very little.
The one merit I'll give it is that I think it's all based in reality. The ideas are real.
But like, I was watching this crazy podcast the other day and he was talking about how life isn't even real life anymore, just a simulation. Like you go to the grocery store and you see those yellow bananas. bananas don't look like that naturally. They've made them look like what you think is a banana, but a real banana that is fresh off the land. It doesn't look like that, but they've made it look like, and you hold that image in your mind of the banana looking like that, and they've had to do all this artificial stuff to it to make it look like that.
Or like the apples like wax and they stay on the shelf forever.
Yeah, dude, just super shiny apples. Like it's a simulation, bro.
So, okay, so we're getting a little deep here, but have you like looked into the actual simulation theory, like the probability of it?
Yeah, I kind of believe it. Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know, but it's exciting to think about.
I mean, like it really depends on like how you kind of view reality, I guess, and like how far deep you're willing to think and like look at things and study them. Because the average person doesn't care. It's like, whatever, you know.
The hard thing about this thought process is it gives you less answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It gives you more questions, if anything.
Yeah, like let's say you're religious, like, well then, yeah, God made all this. It's a simulation, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't disprove any like Judeo-Christian past belief or any. It just kind of puts more on your plate and makes it more difficult to articulate. You know,
that's why it's always good to be like, you know, okay, I can understand this stuff, but I'm not going to go too far down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, it just gives me more questions. I don't need any more of those. I need more answers.
Definitely.
But it's exciting to think about.
100%. It's like, oh man, well, are we living in a Matrix?
Yeah, bro. Do you remember watching The Matrix for the first time?
Dude, I watched it when I was 8. Couldn't really understand it. I watched it like 2 weeks ago. Blew my mind.
Dude,
I was like, damn, Neo, like Morpheus, this is crazy. Like,
does your wife like it?
She didn't. She refused to watch it with me, bro.
Dude,
she's going to beat my ass for this, but she just TikToked the whole time. And I was just watching The Matrix.
Girls don't like The Matrix.
Why is that?
Fucking can't handle it, bro. I don't even know.
Can't handle it.
Yeah, I don't know. My wife doesn't dig it. I'm just like, this fucking movie's crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to watch the second one in a couple of weeks. I still haven't watched the second one yet. There's 3, right? 3?
I want to say there might be 3 or 4.
Okay.
There might be 4.
Right.
I think, all right, I've for sure seen the first one and the second one.
Okay.
I have not seen the third one. I think there might be a 4th one. I don't know. But I wanted to watch them, but I couldn't. They're on different platforms.
Yeah, I had to rent it on YouTube. It was like $4.99 or some shit.
So in that, it's like the fucking wheels fly off, dude. He starts like flying in the third one, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he believes, dude. He's starting to believe. That's what happens when he starts to like break the Matrix.
Fucking gravity's not real, bro. Yeah, it's a thing. We should watch those, dude.
Dude, we should.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I don't know.
Matrix girls don't like Matrix.
It's a thing, dude. I don't know. If you're watching this far and you're a girl, which you're not, because it's like 97% dudes in here.
Do you like the Matrix?
Yeah, let's fucking know. Do you like the Matrix?
That's so funny.
Probably not, you know?
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I don't know. I think I like those like what if things, or another boy movie of the same kind of feeling would be like that Bradley Cooper film, Limitless.
Bro, we watched that one and she loved it.
Yeah.
And I put it on just on a whim. I was like, I want to check this out. And I watched it and she loved it. And it kind of gave me a new perspective too, dude. Honestly.
Because Bradley Cooper's in it.
Yeah. But he ends up like becoming a G, dude.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's like a burnout. And then he just ends up becoming.
Yo, no spoilers.
Oh. Well, hell yeah, it's a 20-year-old movie, isn't it? It's from like 2013 or something.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, shit.
No, is it 2018?
It might be 10, 12 years. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But if you haven't watched Limitless, go and watch it. It'll change your life.
It's good.
Crazy movie.
Yeah, it's weird because it has a happy ending.
Yeah. And it just shows you, like, I mean, when I first watched it, I was like, damn, I wonder if there's like a real drug I could take that would make me do that.
Adderall.
You reckon?
Meth. Dig his meth around a little bit.
And then my girl and I were like talking about the movie, and she's like, that's why like hella successful people like businessmen and stuff do coke so they can be stimulated, so they can get so much work done. I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, just like watch Wolf of Wall Street right afterwards.
Because like I recently started drinking coffee like pretty often.
Yeah.
And I told myself like I won't be a coffee drinker because I don't want to be reliant on it. But when I'm drinking coffee and I can lock in, I can just like lock in, dude.
I like it. I think we share a learning disability, and I think that, and I think we like rituals. I think we, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something to that.
That's funny because like I always tell my wife, like, all my homies are neurodivergent. I'm like, that'd be a sick t-shirt. All my homies are neurodivergent.
Dude, next evening
sick,
shirt coming out right now.
Just white letters.
The pressure's on. Yeah, for real. Do that for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Dude.
That will sell to just everybody. That's how you
like
get big on TikTok, bro.
No,
that's a
100%.
TikTok shirt.
Dude, yes. I'm going to put that in my mental notes.
You just got to get that you got to get it across in 2 seconds.
Yeah. And I feel like even with like the making of clothes, like the more DIY you make it look, the more people like it. Because like if you have a bunch of equipment and you're screen printing and doing this and that, people don't understand that. They just want to see the image on the shirt done. So the 2-second thing is like bang, bang, bang. So it's like, oh.
Yeah,
viral.
it's a whole different hustle, huh?
Same with tattooing, like because I take my knowledge of like filming skateboarding and I try to apply it to tattooing, and it's like it doesn't work. Like they want to see like a little bit of the setup, a little bit of the process, and then the outcome. They don't want to see all this stuff in between.
Yeah, I've definitely my earlier videos, I'm like showing every bit of it, and then there would be videos where I'd be slammed that day, and I'm like, I don't need to show every fucking stencil peel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One stencil peel is enough, or like in those videos where we're all tattooing, I would almost do it in a way where like I might have a clip of you peeling a stencil, Jordan pulling a line, Chelsea wiping,
it's all mixed
you
up.
know, me showing a finished tattoo, then showing yours, and then something happening, and like you just kind of make it all these different tattoos go in the order of one tattoo to show the most, but still in like a order that feels familiar.
How I try to look at it is like, imagine you're taking a photo of a car that you really like. You can't take a photo of all 4 wheels at the same time. You have to take a photo of the car from the best angle and show the 80% of the car and for people to understand what it is. Same thing with like making videos and like for tattooing as well. Just like, oh, it shows the process, bang, here's a full product. You don't have to look at everything.
That's the issue. That is a big issue. What I have with the short form vertical content is that you can't see anything in the background. It's so chopped in.
Yeah, you have to be really like chopped in and just like in their face.
I think you have to really make native content for that. As you crop it in, it looks cropped in.
Yeah, but I mean, these days everyone's looking vertically. No one's doing the horizontal thing unless it's like a podcast.
I know.
Something.
I see like my wife like film my niece with her phone like that, and I'm like, turn it sideways. Like I want to watch it.
Yeah,
and I want to like, and one day we can make a home video, and we're gonna be watching this home video of our niece with just big black bars on each side of the screen.
Yeah, because it's like when you see a fight video and then like people in the comments are like, thank God the homie like filmed it the right way so we can see everything. Because usually it's a black bars on the side and you can't see much.
Yeah, what if they fall out of frame or something?
That's what happens. People are having a fight and then they fall out of frame and it's like, damn, you had one job just to like film it correctly.
I seen it like I had this thing I would say like, oh, what is our screen's gonna become vertical all of a sudden? And I went to Best Buy and they had like some flat screens and they were laid out vertical to show like their ads, because their ads were filmed vertical because they're probably filmed for mobile campaigns.
Damn, man, I can't live in a 9x16 world, bro. Vertical. I can't live in a world like that. It's an error.
Dude, you got to take that limitless pill and then just open it to 16 by 9. You know what I mean? Yeah, you see the whole picture.
Miramax.
Yeah. Totally. Man. Yeah, I feel that way too. And I know that my buddy, he has a vertical screen next to his like his setup, but he does it for
live streaming.
Yeah,
exactly. Comments and stuff. It makes sense in that water, you know.
Yeah. What a trip. Do you think, man, I don't know. There's going to be, I think this could all just be solved by like why are our phones even like, all right. I have a thought I want to share with you. So, you know that the foldable screens are becoming a thing, the foldable phones, like supposedly
they're coming back.
Yes, they are. Those are coming back, but the,
I get what you mean. My father-in-law has a foldable phone. It's a screen. He can
there you
fold
go.
It. Yeah.
But it doesn't fold out to anything useful. It folds out to a fucking square.
Yeah. They kind of like missed the target.
Yeah. It's like, and I looked at one of them at Best Buy or something like that, and I go to watch a YouTube video. I'm like, oh man, this be sick on YouTube. No, now YouTube video has a giant black bar on the bottom and on the top, and your vertical one is on one half of the screen where you put in the middle where the fold is, and you have black bar.
Man.
It's like, if you're gonna expand this thing, expand it to a point where it could be 16 by 9 and make sense. They've just changed the shape a little bit.
Yeah, they've probably done analytic research and like trends to see what most users are viewing it by, and then they've gone with that because
It just needs to be, it can't be big for the sake of being big. It has to have a big impact and a useful aspect for it to be worth folding, I think.
yeah, and it's like everything is changing, bro. Like entertainment, everything. Like you ever watch an old movie and you like it, and then you watch a modern movie and you're like, dude, this modern movie sucks. Like they're trying to do too much and it's lost its charm and its feel. It's not like a movie from like the late 90s, the early 2000s. It's like something, and that'll include trends and memes from the internet of the time, and it just really ages like milk in the movie because you're like, haha, remember when that was funny for 6 weeks back in 2020? And like now it's in a full Hollywood movie. It's like, it's kind of a weird internet Hollywood crossover space we're in right now.
There's a movie I just watched and Trip Out. It was directed by Bradley Cooper.
No way.
Yeah.
He's a G, dude. Him and
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal.
And it was, I think it's called Is This Thing On? And it stars, I can't remember his name right now. But all right, I'm not selling it that good, but I give it a 9 out of 10.
Is this thing on? What's it about?
It's based on a real character, but it's this guy is going through a divorce, and he goes to this comedy club to go to the bar,
Okay.
and they want to charge a $15 cover to get in. A girl gets in, and he's like, "Why? I don't want to pay $15 to get in. I'm broke, you know." And then like, why'd she get in? It's, oh, she's doing the open mic. He's like, "Well, sign me up."
Okay.
So he gets up on stage, and he's just like, "Yeah, so I'm going through a divorce."
Oh, wait. I seen the trailer for that one.
Will Arnett.
Yeah.
And
You watched it?
I watched it.
It's good?
really good.
Because I kind of, from that trailer, I was kind of like ambivalent about it. I was kind of like, eh.
So the reason I bring it up is because there's scenes that are like very punched in, like it's filming his face and it's not on a tripod. There's shots like they're in the Comedy Cellar and like, you know, they're walking with the camera walking, it's moving, you know?
Right.
And a lot of these characters are like real comedians and it felt real. And the premise of the story felt real.
Yeah.
And the ending felt realistic. And it just felt like, it just didn't feel like a Hollywood film. It felt real.
That kind of makes me feel about like Seinfeld in the 90s because it's a show about nothing, just everyday things, but it was like the most popular show back then. Maybe because it's like they're just doing regular stuff, just doing real regular stuff. It's relatable.
I liked it. It wasn't predictable. It was really refreshing. It was definitely the best film I've watched like this year for sure. I'd say.
Dude, my girl made me watch this movie called 13. Have you seen it?
No, what's it about?
It's about two young 13-year-old girls living in Los Angeles and going through that whole when you're a kid turning into a teenager.
Okay.
Nikki Reed's in it, and she was like 14 at the time, and she wrote some of it or something. But it's a movie that stays with you. It made me feel really uncomfortable because they're young children, and then all of a sudden they're doing hard drugs and doing this and doing that.
So it's kind of like Kids almost.
I feel like Kids is way worse, but the way this was done, it made me feel worse after the movie 13. Because I could watch Kids and be like, I get it because they're shithead skateboarders. But then with this, I'm like, they're just two little kids. And now they're like, you know.
I feel like you kind of have to be, all right, for me, I liked watching Kids when I was a kid. I liked watching Degrassi when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to watch like Kids right now. It's just.
No, yeah. No, she made me watch it and now it made me not feel good, dude.
Yeah.
It made me feel bad.
Yeah, anything like high school stuff is just not like a relatable thing that strikes a chord with me right now at this age.
Yeah. Well, because we're not high schoolers anymore.
But look at like Euphoria was huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, yeah, man.
And I didn't see it, but it's like, from my understanding, it's like young adults playing high schoolers, which it's always been that way.
Yeah, no,
you know.
100%.
But I think when you're younger, you kind of believe it a bit more. I don't know.
I think so. But I feel like, because remember how Hollywood kind of went through this low period because of the pandemic and everything? I feel like it's coming back now, but I don't know how it's going to come back as. Like, is it going to come back even better or is it going to come back worse? Because you just watched that modern movie. You said it was really good.
But that modern movie was also something that like, I don't know the budget, but it was like a select theater release for a couple of weeks. And then it had a buzz about it. I think he went on Joe Rogan and talked about it. Then it came out publicly. And so
Kind of indie, almost indie-ish.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like there's big actors in it, but I don't know if like he funded it or how it worked. But yeah, it felt like a A24 or something, right?
Dude, yeah.
I had that feeling.
Yeah, we watched Warfare. That blew me away. A24.
Is that the one with the photographers?
No, it's the one where it's a group of Marines and they're stuck in a house.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Over
What's
there.
the one that came out?
I know that. What's it called? And there's a dude. And he's like, "What kind of American are you?"
Yeah. Todd from Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Todd's a badass now these days, dude.
Dude, Todd, when he, I don't know his name. I'm sorry.
Todd.
Yeah, but Todd, I know. There's a couple things I know about Todd. Todd is married to Mary Jane from Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, what a collab, dude.
I think that's her name, right? The neighbor, the redheaded neighbor?
Yeah, Mary Jane. Yeah, everybody knows that actor.
Yeah.
Kirsten
Kirsten Dunst.
Dunst? One of the Kirstens.
Wig is Saturday Night Live.
She's a comedian.
Yeah. So they're married in real life. And the other thing that Todd did.
Toddy.
Oh, man. Toddy boy. is he did a really good job in that Black Mirror episode, the Star Trek one.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, brother. So it's like it takes place. It's kind of like he's in an office and he starts his company with his friend. His friend's kind of an asshole, bro-y kind of dumb guy.
Yeah.
But he's very like he's cool, popular, charismatic guy, but he's the brains behind it.
Right.
But that guy's getting all the credit, and then he's doing all the work, but he's kind of sour about it.
He's getting shafted.
And he starts like collecting like DNA from these people in the office that maybe like made a slide at him or rude to him or had a crush on or whatever. And he uploads their DNA into a game that he created. And the game is like a Star Trek like game. They're on this like ship. They have these uniforms on, right?
Yeah.
And they still exist in the real world, but a version of them is in this game and they want to escape and go back. He's like, you are back.
Oh, wow. That's dark, dude.
Dude,
that's
it's
really
crazy.
dark.
And he plays the guy that put them there.
Yeah.
And he just such a good villain, dude.
Really?
I mean, he's just so believable. It's so believable. And you know, Black Mirror, it's hit or miss. One episode is like ruins your day, and one like actually has a good ending. This episode has a good ending.
Because how he was in Breaking Bad, he was very much like the distance between good and evil. Like his uncles were making him do all this stuff, but he was still a reasonable kind of guy.
But he's a little off, so the reason wasn't there.
Yeah. But he was still, but he's older now, so he might have like a different demeanor about him.
I think he's just getting kind of typecasted as like these kind of odd villain guys.
That's funny because like I'll watch movies with my girl and there'll be like, you know, the big ugly fat dude that everyone laughs at. And I'm like, he got casted for that role, you know? Like
that's rough.
You know, he got paid for it. Hopefully it was good money, you know, but he's being casted for, we watch Mean Girls and the guy sits in front of her and farts a lot. I'm like, they casted him for that role. They're like, we need someone that kind of has these qualities and looks like that. We think it's this guy.
Right.
He got the gig, dude.
Hey, that guy's got to exist.
Yeah.
You know, he got the job.
He did.
Yeah. I left my wallet in this coffee shop the other day on accident. Obviously.
Dude,
right?
your wallet, man. So many tales. The wallet law with Wayne.
Oh, fuck,
Fucking
dude.
goes
The wallet
deep.
is real. Yeah. So I you're right. So I lost my wallet again. And I get home and I get like a DM from Mundial Coffee like, hey, we got your wallet.
Oh,
here.
nice.
Yeah, super cool. This one has a happy ending. And I went and got my wallet and I walked in like, oh, hey. And they handed me the wallet. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I got to walk out and they're playing this song. And I'm like, what is this song? And I walk out of the coffee shop. I'm like, what is this song from? And a random person's like, Mean Girls.
Built This Way, Samantha Ronson.
Yeah.
Dude, that's my shit, dude. I've seen skate edits of that song. Like, this is hard, dude.
Yeah. And I was just like, damn. And I was like, she doesn't even go here, you know?
Yeah. It's funny because that song isn't on Spotify. There's like a cover that's like almost not as good. It's like kind of like, oh, this isn't like your original.
You know, me and Ozzy were talking about this. Ozzy loves like joke music and he loves like weird remixes.
Yeah.
And like, dude, he's a trip. But he loves the song from Brink. When he's like skating, when he goes to like Team X Blade and he's like just flowing through this park. And there's a fake band, like a band that wrote these songs under a different pseudonym, but we don't know who the band is.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to find out who this band was. And apparently there's threads online of people trying to find out who made it.
Yeah. That's similar to like Romper Stomper. There's a fight scene. There's a song. It's a sick song. And it was written by like some uni students. They made it for the movie.
But you would think it's like a real Oi song or something.
Yeah, it sounded super Oi, but it was just made by some students for that movie.
Trip out. That's kind of like that skit on SNL with Fred Armisen and Dave Grohl and Ashton Kutcher. They're like, we're was it the band name was like, we're something of conformity, and they play the wedding. Yeah,
That's funny.
and it's a punk song. It sounds like almost like it's got elements of like Fear, but it's got elements of
sick,
it's got
dude.
like a talking part that sounds exactly like Social
Yeah.
or not Social Distortion. What's the band? Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah,
Like, just give me a Pepsi.
ST. Yeah,
you know, and it's got like. And they're playing the instruments and they're like breaking all this stuff at his daughter's wedding. It's so funny.
Bro, it's funny you say that about like the meme jokes and the songs and stuff, and like people research in threads. Like we watched Lords of Dogtown.
Oh, yeah.
And when they skated Sid's pool at the end, I was looking at that pool. I'm like, that's not a pool that you build to swim in. That's definitely a pool they've built for the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I looked it up. It was built
really
for the
flowed.
movie. And then I found a guy's channel. He went to all the spots in the movie. Like, this is the spot where the
wow.
skate shop was. And like people go deep for movie lore.
That's
online,
cool.
Dude.
I love the Rise Against plays Black Flag in that movie.
Yeah.
They break through the wall.
Yeah.
And JM's like fucking all into it.
I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I was like, that's Black Flag. I turned to my girl and I'm like, you know Black Flag? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay.
You do now.
You do know, yeah.
But you kind of need that. Like, you kind of need that stuff. Like, how many people got into punk rock from that fake Black Flag scene?
Yeah, you have
know?
to look at it in that sense. You can't like gatekeep it and be cool guy about it and be like, oh, that's like you're a poser because
Nah,
you
it'd
fell
be-
into it from there.
It'd be like us like playing Track Pro Skater and finding out about punk bands or whatever.
That's how it was for us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how
totally.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think cover songs are like so important. Like, I've gotten into like deep entire genres because that band covered another band,
Yeah.
you know?
I remember us talking about like how it flows between genres because of this metal influence in hardcore and the punk influence in hardcore. Like it all kind of,
Totally.
yeah, it's crazy.
You know what's a weird one? I don't know this one well. Raymond described it to me really good yesterday. I wish Big Red was in the house right now.
Big
to
Red.
fucking-
Shouts out Big Red.
Exactly. But you said that it sucks because I'm not like a fan of any of these things. Not a big 9/11 guy. Not a fan of 9/11. I don't know. But he said that Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance made My Chemical Romance because of something about 9/11 or something.
Really?
And then there was someone that made the Twilight series by being inspired by My Chemical Romance. And then
Damn.
from Twilight, there was like the 50 Shades of Grey or something.
Jesus.
And somehow it connects.
Bro, I would believe that because they say like we have a consciousness of thoughts and ideas come into everybody's heads. If an idea comes into your head, then you don't jump on it. That's why 6 months later, someone else does it because it just floats around and comes into your head.
That's like the
Kind of-
idea. There's no original idea, right?
Yes, exactly. So like people like, oh, I've seen this and it led me into that. It, like all kind of makes sense. That's trippy though. 9/11 to My Chemical Romance to Twilight.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Edward.
Yeah. I don't fully get it, but whatever they're pulling from in that thought process, I don't even fucking, I'm not in that algorithm of thought process, I guess, because it hasn't caught me.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I know that like speaking to like Dan Cuban, he kind of feels like there's like this, he could kind of tune in or pull an idea for an innovation for a machine and like
Yeah.
so weird.
For sure. He seems like a kind of like a more like a chiller, humble kind of nature kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, he's just got a lot in his head too. But I think the difference between Dan and me and you is that he has the ability to do those things,
Yeah.
and you know, you could bring. We all have ideas, right?
Yeah.
We're all inventors, but we don't have the means to bring our ideas to reality. But he does.
I wonder like how many fails there was before he like figured it out with the Sidewinder.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
There's
that's what
a
I
lot,
mean. Like
yeah.
I've been reading this book and like Thomas Edison was like didn't finish high school or something.
Yeah,
So
but
it
he's
was like-
also like Edison's kind of a trippy figure, right? Because a lot of his innovations were like bought or he,
Yeah.
stole.
He just reinvented them.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Like we're all in this together. It's just who's gonna get to
Yeah.
it first. Like it's a race.
No, 100%. Yeah, it just comes down to the personal desire to like, I want to do this. I want to be the first person to do this.
Yeah. Do you think there will be in the next coming years there will be this kind of Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? You think it's all running in a way where like there'll be a new platform that will emerge?
There has to be. There has to be, dude. Because just look at how those platforms emerge. Like they've been on it for decades, and then technology and the access to technologies, they've only gotten easier and easier. So there's someone somewhere that's going to come up with the next thing for online social media and just being online.
Chelsea was saying that there is like a subculture of Gen Zers that are like so about the 90s that they're rejecting a lot of this social media stuff.
Yeah, that's why I see young people and they're dressing. I'm like, dude, you dress like someone that's like in middle school. You know what I mean? Like they call it older brother core. It's like
That's the thing.
The Jinkos,
Okay.
the chain bracelets, and like just, you know, like monsters and XY. That's the vibe now. They see that and it's cool. I relate it to like when I was growing up, I was hella into 80s music, but I'd never been to the 80s, obviously. Never grew up in the 80s.
Yeah.
But like I was really into 80s music and culture. And I kind of relived it a little bit in my youth, but not like how kids are doing the early 2000s now.
Yeah, it's always, we all long for like the thing we just missed.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like this whole full circle thing. Like I'm waiting for skinny jeans to become back in trend in skating.
It's funny, right? Like you think like people say, I remember before you would hear tattooers and interviewers say, oh, I think tattoos aren't going to be cool in the future because all the parents are going to have tattoos and the kids are
Yeah.
not, I don't want tattoos, my parents have tattoos. But it doesn't seem
Yeah.
further from the truth. Like it seems like maybe like under those circumstances, like, yeah, the uncool young parent is like super cool right now because they knew about Limp Bizkit before you were born.
It's crazy because like the parents now, they're millennials, and like you said, that Limp Bizkit and this and that, and then their kids are like of that kind of vibe too. Like remember when leopard print, dyeing your hair leopard print was big?
Yeah, for
I've
sure.
seen like a 13-year-old kid that had that. I'm like, dude, your parents are doing it right, dude.
That shit's always been cool.
But like seeing it again, it's like, whoa, like it's back, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
It depends who you're raised by and what you're exposed to, really. Like, I know you have your whole like street DIY punk kind of
Yeah.
background, which has ultimately contributed into who you are today.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like cool to see that culture.
Well, it might be like that much more powerful for the kids that just never had a scene. Like they might be longing for that thing that much harder.
I never thought about it that way. And I had a conversation with one of my homies, and I'm like, when I was like a kid, I don't know why I didn't gravitate towards like computers and Bitcoin and internet. Like I was just skating and doing this. Like you wouldn't have thought that stuff is interesting back then. You would have thought it was boring. It wasn't really you. I'm like, no, there's some merit behind that, you know?
Well, it's also like you said, the internet, like you never, that's the big difference between like the young punks and alternative kids is that they don't really need to live in LA or have an older brother.
No.
They can
It's
just find
online,
it.
dude. TikTok, Instagram, it's all there.
Yeah.
And I feel that's actually crazy to think about.
Maybe that's why like under our standards they're kind of doing it wrong because like
Yeah.
they're like mixing styles because like they don't really know the difference between that band and that band because it's just all just music from that era to
Because they don't have access to the source. The source is now this thing where they can just like think more freely about it.
them. Damn, such an old guy podcast,
Dude,
huh?
I feel you make me feel old over here, bro. I'm like
Damn.
talking about this stuff that's like not even that long ago. But imagine back when we were kids and like the older dudes seeing what we were doing and being like, what the, you know?
Dude, I dropped an old guy like comeback on a kid last night. Like,
Really?
yeah, there's like a group of kids getting tattooed in the shop, and they're all like 18, you know, and like I'm like overhearing this kid's like, yeah, like I stay up all night and like I went to bed at 5 a.m. and I woke up at 7. Like I could do it. I'm fine. Blah blah blah. Like I'm invincible, right? And,
Oh yeah, when you
and I was listening. I was like, "Ugh." And it, like he thinks he's got something like figured. He thinks he's got a fucking limitless pill. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
man, that's
And
when you are when you're young.
Yes, and so I just walked by and I was like, "You're just 18."
Yeah.
Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
sick.
That's all it is, dude.
He probably went, oh damn, unk.
yeah, right. And they all kind of laughed, like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
And then they probably talk shit when I walked out the room, you know.
It's funny though, because like I'll be reading DMs from clients that are young, and my girl will be like, "Why do they talk like that? Like, are they being rude or are they just not typing correctly? Because it's all short form. Like, we've gotten so lazy now. Instead of like typing it out, we just do it short."
I wonder if we'll get to a point where we'll be so withdrawn, where we'll be like
Grunting.
Well, not that, but we'll be longing for the cruise or to live in the gated community because we just want to live with people of our era.
Man, that would be like that M. Night Shyamalan film, The Village. How
It's a
he-
natural progression, possibly.
Yeah, we could go back to that. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, have you heard of in Florida? There's a thing called like I think it's called The Villages or something like that.
It's full gated and it's like they have
No,
the
it's like Disneyland for like 50 and up
Oh,
people.
really?
And they all drive golf carts and they have like themed towns and like there's grocery stores
Sounds
and,
kinda
and
tight.
every night there's like concerts in the town square and you pay like you buy your place there and I think you pay
Yeah.
like a fat HOA fee or
fee,
something, right?
yeah.
But you get to be around like people that are of your era, like they're playing like the classical music at the bar is like Twisted Sister and Motley Crue and you're
Yeah.
like, this is my shit.
Wow. That's kind of like an internet physical destination. Like, you know how you pay to be in Discords and be online, be around a bunch of people,
Right.
but that's like real life.
Kind of sick.
That's kind of tight, dude. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, my uncle, he told me about it. He went to go look at it and he's really into golfing. And he's like, dude, there's a bunch of golf courses and you could go
Wow.
golf and you could go get breakfast all
Yeah.
day and you go here. And it's like, they're just living on a cruise somewhere in Florida, basically.
Yeah, dude. Florida seems tight.
Yeah.
Florida seems
It's a
tight.
trip. Florida is like a tropical place that is not the United States, but it's totally United States,
Yeah.
but it's totally like not like anywhere else in the United States.
That's what people tell me, and I feel like it'd be tight because there is the beach, and it's like somewhat like California. We have a beach, but there's like no rules, and you can just. But then it's humid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the humidity is pretty rough. But you're
Yeah.
used to that. from where
Yeah,
you
I don't.
grew up.
I'm so acclimated here. I don't
Yeah.
want to go back to being humid.
To be honest, with how much you like California, if you
I like this, dude. I like when it's blue sky and it's sunny and there's palm trees and it's good
Yeah.
weather to skate. And
I feel like you might like Florida more.
I feel like I would like Florida, yeah, just in the sense of like just having more freedom, I guess. You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's a really diverse state too. Like northern Florida, like Gainesville is like a really cool small college town,
Okay.
and there's like that's where like all this cool folk punk is from. Like Against Me was from there back in the day,
Right.
and it's just very like. But you can ride your bike along these trails anywhere, and there's like fucking gators and
Oh,
like there's
wow.
trees,
Yeah.
and but then you can go down to like Miami. Miami's kind of whack, but it's just
Yeah.
like it's what you think it'd be. But then like St. Pete is like a cool like in between.
Okay.
Or like there's a lot of cool like Cuban influence, and if you go to like
Right. Be good food, dude.
yeah, and there's like I think in St. Pete there's this town. It's called I always forget the name of it. If you know the name of it, write in the comments below. But it's like the cigar capital of America.
Oh,
'cause-
Cuban cigars.
yeah, they all come over
Wow.
and you could go through and like there's dudes like rolling cigars in the window and they've been doing that in that storefront for like 200 years.
OGs, yeah.
Yeah.
Proper OGs.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
tight.
It's cool. Florida's cool. I've seen a lot of Florida. And
Man, I want to go one time.
yeah, Florida gets a bad rap, but it's like if you're on the East Coast, that's your California. That's where they all go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we're going to Georgia in March to visit my mother-in-law. I've never been to the South, so.
Do you have enough time to go over to Florida? You're so close.
Sorry?
Do you have enough time to go to Florida?
I
You're
don't
so
know.
close.
I mean, she's living in northern Georgia, so we're closer to Tennessee technically, but I'm just keen to see the South and like
Yeah.
have that culture shock, you know?
yeah, I haven't explored Georgia much at all. Just southern Georgia, just right above Florida. And
Oh, so yeah,
but I haven't seen much.
yeah, mountains and.
It was.
people
I
in the
remember it being
mountains.
just a lot of the same trees.
Oh, that's what they say. Like you can like turn 360 degrees and there's just trees everywhere.
Do you know that's why we have so many palm trees in Riverside? Is so you can find your way out of the orange groves.
Really? I was driving past Victoria and I noticed all the palm trees. I'm like, oh, I wonder how long ago they built those, put the palm trees in there.
Yeah, so it's a marker. So like if you're in these orange groves and all the trees all look the same, you can look and see that row and go, "There's a road there."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty cool, huh?
That's sick. A little bit of law.
I found it out
Riverside
like
law.
last year. Yeah, so
2 weeks ago.
yeah, I just never thought about it. Yeah,
It literally
right,
is
yeah.
the 14th today.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Yeah, we gotta do this again. This is fun.
Yeah.
We could talk forever, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
We usually do. Like, I'll be like ready to leave the shop and then we'll just be talking for like 2
yeah,
hours.
you
after
get
that.
stuck like you wanna go to
That's
Fatburger?
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick, dude. Definitely appreciate your friendship and kindness and support and everything, bro. Honestly, yeah.
Good times, man. Many more years to come
Yeah,
of
more
friendship.
for us old timers now, dude.
I know. It's gonna only get better. We're gonna get older, we're gonna have more to talk about.
Yeah.
We're gonna be all like
We're gonna be the unks.
yeah.
We're mad unking.
Damn. Yeah, dude, the unk is a thing, right? Unk is terminology for
Uncle, yeah.
uncle. It's like, oh, you're older,
You're old,
but
yeah.
you're kind of endearing, but I'm kind of laughing at you, but you're good.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing,
It's
but
not,
it's not.
no, it's definitely not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's like a positive thing.
But not really a good thing either.
It's like, I would say it's like neutral. Depending on the context for sure.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Yeah,
I'm getting it. Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna get so hip to TikTok when it's over.
Oh, bro. Once it's passed, you'll be like, damn, this is like the trend of. I understand it now. I have to go back in time.
Bro, okay. All right. I want to document this. I heard that Elon, when he bought Twitter, that Twitter owned Vine, and apparently he now owns Vine, and there is a backlog of all this Vine content.
Oh, it's
and I heard
still
he's
out
going to
there.
bring Vine back.
Damn. That's like MySpace, dude. I wish there was a backlog because all my MySpace, internet's forever. Where's my MySpace photos then, dude? They're gone.
Yeah, I heard a bit about that, but I don't know much about that. I feel like MySpace comes up in every podcast I do.
Yeah. You're obviously on MySpace. You would have been
Yeah.
from the same era.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, man.
If he brings it back, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I think Vine could be really interesting. I think I guess it'd be TikTok, right?
I feel like the nostalgia factor of that would be like the biggest thing for people going over there.
But this younger generation would be so hyped on it because they missed it.
True. Yeah. Maybe that's, like they've missed these ships. So they're like long for them. Like, damn, I missed that. So like, that's cool, you know?
All right, let's wrap it, dude.
Let's do it. I don't know. I said let's do it. It's been done. This whole thing's been done.
It is done. That was a good one, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
Wellness check. Just a quick retention. Kind of like I want to honorable mention. I want to know who is who in the comments below. Maybe that is you. To go with the theme of Australia, I want you to leave a comment down below. Just write men at work. And I think that'd be kind of funny. That's the band that wrote the song, Down Under. I just want to see who's who, you know? I want to see who's tuning in. And I want to see some familiar names down there below. So, or down under, you know? So, yeah. See you there. Thank you so much. Every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Unite and win. This year's our year. You can count on it.